go again.
Twitch.tv/RonanPawn live stream on YouTube.com/RonanPawn. Kind of. YouTube's complaining right now that I'm not sending it enough data. You know, that it wants more. But, you know, fuck them. It wants more bandwidth. I don't got any more bandwidth to give you. It worked at the last live stream. I don't know why it should not work during this live stream, so that my name is Paul, that shit's between you all. Welcome to the live stream. And hello, El Gavo. Hello, you beautiful human. Oh my. I'm taken. We're gonna be playing Clustertruck today, because we've been doing a bunch of Minecraft, and nobody cares. Except for the other people who've been playing with me on the Survival Minecraft Survival Multiplayer Server, the SMP as it's known, that I established for our community, that you can log on to right here, right now, today at Minecraft.RonanPawn.com. Just open up your Minecraft client, go to multiplayer and type in Minecraft.RonanPawn.com, and that will take you to the place with the guys and the stuff. Now we turn the music off and we switch over to the main scene, and then I hit Alt-G, and then Clustertruck appears. Friends, so where were we? What were we doing in the past? I've got myself a sub 51 second desert clear. 50 second 0.8 apparently. It's the mustache. Ooh. Cries in console pleb. Listen, all you gotta do, if you're on like a Switch or honestly any console, I'm pretty sure, all you gotta do is go into the settings, change your DNS to one of these servers that redirects stuff, and then log into one of like the regular servers that it offers on console, but it's going to grab it and redirect it in such a way as you'll be able to put in a different server, and then maybe you'll be able to log on to my server, because I don't know. I have installed Geyser, which is supposed to make it so that Bedrock clients can connect to Java, but nobody's tried it because it's an incredibly convoluted and difficult process. But there is a way to jailbreak yourself from being locked to the console for server play, and I just described it. There's like, if you look online, there's certain DNS settings that you put in that the servers will like redirect your, connection to one of the default Bedrock console servers and bounce it to like a set of code that gets downloaded, and then it pops up it's basically hacking your hacking your Minecraft in order to make it possible. I wasn't able to get it to work for Lady Pawn. Oh, it does have Geyser? Might try to join then. I've got it installed, the plugin installed. I don't know anything about geysers, that's why I say like it might need a whole bunch of plugin, a whole bunch of configurations, and I don't know what to do. You use the Bedrock Together app. Okay, I don't know what that, but if that's what jailbreaks you from the from the console environment, then it might work. We've got at least a 12% chance that it'll work. I installed the plugins. I don't know anything about them. So I guess we could just try and warm up on Desert World for a couple of seconds here. I don't want to get stuck to Desert World, like I've been doing. Do I even have the right, like, abilities on right now? Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing to actually try and warm up a little bit here, because I don't know what I'm doing. 6-second start. That is definitely indication that you don't know what you're doing. Okay. 4 pause bounces, Pawn. You just want to double tap E and then hold in the direction that you're going. We're not doing whip bounces, which is a different thing. That's what my fingers were doing when we first came in here. But this is all we want to do for pause bounces, is stuff like this. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. There is no way in hell. I don't know why I'm running World 1 here in my World 1 splits. I need to get live split on screen too. It's running, but you guys can't see it. And then over here. Okay, so my movement for this is like that. Yeah. I remember. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to bother trying to do that on our main run. Alright, number 1, get live split up. Good. Reset it. And then let's get like some real splits open here. So we're going to be doing the full game today. Sure, save my splits now. Like I care. So, back in the day, when I was a Clustertruck speedrunning god, we got ourselves a 13-minute and 30-second clear of any percent. And that's what's in my splits right now. I have to get back up to that level of being able to run the game, so I'm just hoping for a sub 15-minute time. That would be nice to see. I've gotten, I think they've all been sub 60. I think they've been 15s. Maybe I have gotten a 14-minute already. I'm not sure, but I feel like if I have, it was a very high 14. So I would be happy to just be putting in 14-minute clears at some point here. Yeah, that's not. I think we decided we were just going to do. Okay, so it's actually like this. For the consistency, just do like that to move through there. Yeah. Minecraft server stuff on minecraft.roninpawn.com, minecraft.roninpawn.com. We've been using a plugin called Homestead for our claim system so that you can claim chunks of the world for yourself and nobody else can mess with them unless you set it up so that they can mess with them. And it's been a real kind of nuisance of a claim system. It seems to just not really know what it wants to be, if I'm being honest. It kind of wants to be everything to everyone all at once, which is, sounds good on paper, but it means that it has no particular identity. It's not really clear how you're, like, does the developer have an idea of how you're meant to use the plugin? And with all of the options that they've put in, I don't know that they do. I don't know that there is a clear indication of what you're supposed to, what is the default configuration. And we just upgraded to the latest 5.0.0.0, the brand new version that changed version numbers and everything. And a little bug, the teleportation doesn't work apparently anymore. But more importantly, when we upgraded, just gonna run this out, I guess. What I was doing. Alright, and then, no, I'm not supposed to do this because it's tough. I'm supposed to do this. Yeah. When we upgraded, there's apparently like a new feature where you can get experience points by just killing like hostile mobs on your base. You'll get region experience points, get region points that will allow you to expand your region. Let you claim more chunks. Sounds cool. I think I probably want it, but I wasn't really given the option of whether I wanted it or not, because we installed the new version and I've got a config file already in there, and it just turned on. It's just on, without anybody asking me whether or not I wanted it on. And it just doesn't feel right, you know? It just doesn't feel right. Wow, look at that. That's a crazy one. Does this go? Yeah, not really. I'm gonna land it and keep going. And then this one I'm gonna land also. It's just the safest way to go. Instead of trying to make it all the way, drop a truck and all that. Wow. I did not expect to get that first try. Didn't feel like that was gonna happen, but it did. Wasn't able to really cut the corner here. Does this help? No, just wasted time. Okay. I'm gonna have to reset again, so fuck. I guess we're still warming up. Good. Reset coming into 3.7, it's important. I think there's a bunch of time I can save in 3.9 though, so actually we're okay if I don't screw up 3.9. We get like a bunch of time back. Yeah. We're actually not that far behind PB, just because PB had a really bad 3.9. Okay, looking good, right down the middle. This is one where also I could apparently land it, turn around and hit it again. I'm not sure if this is faster or just equal to doing it the usual way, but give it a try. I don't really know what the times are supposed to be, you know, off the top of my head. I don't understand why I have so much trouble getting this out without getting hit by the lasers, but other people don't. Like, I've got Clustertruck on an NVMe, so my load time should be as good as anybody's. Whoa. And I'm trying for this, which I usually wouldn't because we need the time save, and all the time save is gone now. So it's just time loss. But after all of the difficulties there, I was trying to pull it back. and it just didn't help, which is why I don't usually go for it. But on a warm-up run where we're already well behind and I need it, sure. Cool. Whoa. That's a quickin'. That. Go up to the front. And a little 12-0. I expect it to be a sub 12, but whatever. Warm-up run. Don't slow down here, just bang them out, buddy. Should be pretty free. We're on perfectly flat terrain. If you were trying to learn how to do these methods, then this is the world to come to, because the trucks start as flat and as pristine as they ever will. This should be the simplest place to practice your pause bounces, your whatever we call this. All the way to goal. We'll do this one on the left side of the truck and try and steer it over here. The other way that it can be done is just to go right over the top of everything. I feel like that's a way more specific hit to get. Yeah, you thought there was a... But it doesn't exist. You didn't know. But it doesn't actually exist. Okay. I don't know if you could tell the hand jitter there. No. This is not what we want at all. Just gonna go to the outside. None of those were what I was trying for, but eventually you just gotta take one and go in. So, I have begun coding my game. Fuck that hit, buddy. I've begun production on the game that I was talking about, my little chess game. I was so convinced that I wasn't going to make the chess game at all until I started making the chess game. Because when I started to think about like all of the effort and the work that's going to go into producing the game, you know, my rationale for making my little chess game was going to be, it's simple, it'll be a lot smaller in scope and scale and everything than what I want to make. So you make the smaller game first, and it allows you to, you know, build up your libraries and stuff like that, and get comfortable with, you know, some unfamiliar systems. But I didn't really want to make that. Like, I got a different game that I want to make, and so I started to convince myself that if you want to make the better game, and you're gonna have to put all this time in anyway, might as well just make the better game. Just go ahead and start. And then when I went to actually, and when I got my development environment set up, and went to start actually making something, I started making the chess game. I was surprised. I flopped right after, you know, I flipped, and then I flopped. I flopped right back to the idea, no, you were kind of right to make the simpler game first, to make the easy thing to start with. So I have begun production on it. There is absolutely nothing that would make it like recognizable for the game that I intend it to be at this point. Okay, did land that truck, did touch that truck. Supposed to get a jump refill when you land them. But, you know, apparently fuck me. Right, game? Right, Clustertruck? Apparently fuck me. But what I have done so far is I've started to build an engine. Because I am making this game in C++ with Raylib. Raylib is a library for, you know, game development. I think, you know, open source, cross-platform kind of thing. It's very simple, very straightforward. It's a very thin layer of, you know, the basic tools of game development. So how this goes. It's not like an Unreal or a Unity or a Godot. I've done this wrong again. Wow! I was that high up? Alright, do it right this time, which is like this. You come up here, you throw a truck, and you get hit by that truck. Didn't even do that right necessarily. And then you get low through here. And then you fuck that up. And you get on the front of a truck for your backup method. And you get up here, you throw a truck again. At least the backup. Oh, I was reading chat. As long as I don't zig when I should zag. Because what did I say I did? I flopped and then I flipped. I flipped and then I flopped. The hardest part is just starting. Well, I have started. And I'm very happy with the, very happy with the progress in just 2 days of coding. I've got like over 20 files. Fuck you. Alright. No, I'll just keep going for it until I get in. What I needed to do was flatten out like this, and then try like that. All skill, no luck. I didn't say it. That's the problem. I didn't say all skill, no luck. Alright. Now, if that happens, then you back off and you just wait. But yeah, almost 20 files, because C++, 20 files means I've got 10 files. It's more than 20 files, but... Wow, first try? Cold? Are you kidding me? Okay, you're not kidding me. Damn. Yeah, kinda just nailing this. Does that go? Oh my god! 8-7 first try? Oh, I wasn't supposed to get on the direction keys at all, though. Alright, this is nasty. Did I do it right? It's gonna get there. Is it the best time ever? I don't know, but it's gonna get there. Look at this, yeah. This is pretty good. 1 lev, 2 lev, very nice. And then one of these, that was a little high. And to one side. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here if it's not working. Hold back. There we go, got it in. Christ. Nailed everything else, and then that one just wouldn't go. Yeah, baby. Okay. That is one way for the level to start, I guess. Yeah, in C++, if you say you've got, you know, over 20 files coded together for your engine, that means you've got, you know, 10 to 12 actual things, because C++, you use a system of headers. Your files are all split into the header and the CPP, the code versus the sort of definition of the structure of the code. Yep. I needed something. Ah, I fucked it up. Wow, both of those sucked. I just ran it at that point. Alright. Alright, this does not really help me much. It gets me over some of the basics, but it didn't go all the way to goal. I have to find a truck. And then manage that. Which was a big risk. If I were on good time, I would not have done that. Whoa! I'm kind of shocked at how fast I'm going. And we didn't preload this, so... Damn it! Unless I didn't practice it at all. Super high. Okay, a 16 to start, a 16 flat. That's not how numbers work. It's a 1603, that's not fun. I've established a hierarchy in my engine. You know, just trying to think about it from the beginning, from the start up front. What does every game need? Well, not just what does this game need, what does every game need? And you need to, like, divide things up so that there's kind of a master layer, master controller, that will allow you to, you know, pause the gameplay without necessarily pausing the user interface layer, stuff like that. So you want to have, like, an overarching governor, and then you want to have, like, a layer of services that report, like, time, video settings, do asset management, so when you load something, it, like, remembers, okay, I loaded that, I need to unload it later, stuff like that. So I've created this, you know, simple, basic layer system, that lives above the actual gameplay and the scenes where the game will actually occur within. And just been fleshing that out before I actually get started on making the game. And I feel like, you know, the next day that I put into coding, I'll be done with the core of my engine. I'm not trying to make it crazy complicated. And by the way, when I build my game right now to an executable, it's 7.5 megs. And that just feels so good to, you know, to not have the incredible amounts of bloat that come with your modern game design engines. You know, am I using, you know, these various services and things like that, and whether you are or not, you know, you're gonna ship your Unreal game, your Unity game, I think even your Godot game is gonna be about a gig before you even start putting anything into it. It's just got so much, you know, so many things are provided for you, and they're built into the library that when you build it, whether you're using it or not, it's in there, and the size of your game just starts huge, regardless. Almost a gig worth of crap in there, and it just feels good to, you know, the thing is, I've always been the kind of person who wants to, like, go to the mattresses with the things that I'm interested in. I need to understand down to the bottom. You know, when I was a kid and I was in school and learning stuff, it definitely felt like there wasn't enough, like they weren't serving my kind of mind. They wanted you to just, like, pick up on and accept what they were giving you and assume that this is just how things work, and don't worry about it, don't think about it. Nope. You know, smarter people than you have already figured this stuff out, kids, so just, you know, do it. And I could do that, but I never wanted to, and I always wanted to know, but why? You know, let's go down to the layer beneath this. I want to understand why it works this way. You know, I want to understand how these smart people from the past figured this shit out. And, you know, how do you calculate pi? Just tell me pi. Tell me how to calculate pi. Tell me how I get tau, you know? Because then I can just divide by 2 and I'll get pi. But that's the kind of like mindset that I had, and it can be, number one, it's stifling because it feels hard to engage with systems until or unless you understand them down to the bottom. It just doesn't, you know, it's like, it's uncomfortable for someone of my neurology to start doing something where I don't understand how it works right down to the goddamn bottom of it. It feels like there's always going to be a surprise, there's going to be something I don't know about that I'm not doing right, kind of a thing. I hate just following rules.
Cheer 20 aliens. That's how aliens came and gave them the answer.
I'm an alien? What were you talking about? Dramatians here, aliens. That's how aliens came and gave them the answer. Oh, that's how. They learned, they figured it out because the aliens beamed the knowledge into their brain pans. Okay. See, that's all I ever wanted to know. But nobody would tell me till you. But yeah, so number one, there's, you know, a part of it that kind of stifles you because it just doesn't feel right to get involved when you don't understand something down to its absolute core. But then in addition, the world does not want people who understand things down to its core. The world, society, the zeitgeist, the culture, humanity in general wants, you know, labor that will do the job, and they don't care how you, like, they're not interested in, look at that. If anything, the sort of managerial world doesn't want someone who understands things, like what they're doing, straight down to the fucking bottom, because it's more likely that that person's going to be a problem for you as a manager when they're looking at, like, the processes, the procedures that your company has, and they're saying, this is inefficient, this isn't the way this is supposed to be done, that's not how this works. They want people who, you know, follow the rules and just, listen, this is how it's done, don't worry about whether or not it's being done the best way it can be done, just keep finishing the job so we can, you know, extract the value from your labor out to the investor class. That's what's desirable here. Ooh, I got it first try. Holy hell. Okay, that means we don't have to go for 4 or 5. But so, I have long felt that the world keeps, like, trying to steer me toward, oh, you want to do this? Well, then here, use these tools. And I'm like, but those tools, I have to just trust that somebody else did all of the things in a way, and I don't understand how, and I don't understand why, but I just use them, I click the buttons, and then I make the thing. I learn which buttons to click. That's not what I'm here for, man. That's not what satisfies me. Click the buttons, get the end result. I want to know, I want to understand, I want to make it, and feel like I made it. But it feels like, it has always felt like the world.
Cheer 10 isn't like 0.005 of the people actually know how everything works, and the rest, just guess.
Fuck. Okay, this is just like a bad idea to do this level like this at all. I've got a method that works. There's no reason to, like, try and save the 1.2 seconds by doing it that way. Oh. Yeah, it feels like the world always steers you. You know, I want to make games. Okay, well, here, use this engine that somebody else created to You know, just figure out which buttons they decided they think that you should press, and frequently the buttons that they think you should press are like, this is an unintuitive, like, Unity is awful. I've tried Unity, and, you know, maybe it just makes sense to some people. It don't, ugh. Oh, look, we go over to the GUI in order to, like, put in the values that we're then going to reference in the code? No, it should all be in the, like, the GUI should be an optional way of avoiding getting to the code, but if I want to do it all in the code, then I should be able to do... It doesn't make sense to me. It's the structure of their architecture, their library, like, you have to dig down 3 layers in order to get to the function that you want. None of it feels like it was thought out intelligently and with an idea for, like, making it intuitive and making it so that when an unfamiliar comes to it, that they... won't have to just RT the fucking manual. RT the fucking manual. RTFM is the, you know, slogan of many a really bad, you know, of programmers. Of people who have no concept of, like, design and just aren't thinking about who's gonna use the program. They made something work, now fucking, you know, deal with it. And then they tell you, read the fucking manual. You know what the problem is with reading the fucking manual? From someone who couldn't be bothered, or doesn't have the skill, let's be honest, to make a system that's intuitive, that explains itself, that makes sense when you look at it. The problem is, the same person who made that unintuitive system is the one writing the fucking manual. So good luck reading the fucking manual, because it also is going to lack the basic skill necessary to communicate to an unfamiliar how this thing is supposed to work. And then they act as though it's, you know, you just, you know, maybe you're not smart enough to get my brilliant. No, you're not smart enough to communicate in a way that every other human being in every other, you know, walk of life can. And that's okay, by the way. Like, you know, there's the major brilliancies of, you know, advancements of technology and stuff like that come out of autistic minds. Let's just be, you know, neurodivergent minds anyway. Let's be honest about that. It comes from people who don't think the way that the rest of us think, and that tend to struggle with communications and social situations that, you know, the majority of humanity is at ease within. And so it's absolutely okay to be one of the people who makes the understructure of the system, but, you know, leaves us with a system that isn't particularly, you know, accessible to anyone but people with this very specific semi-autistic kind of mindset. It's okay to be one of those people, but God, Jesus Christ, like, find somebody from the English department to go over what you're doing, or something. Like, look to a designer. This is, in my mind, I think of programmers and I think of designers. And programmers are the ones who make the, you know, who can really crank out the code in no time. They really just, they think and breathe and everything in code. It just makes perfect sense to them. But designers are, you know, programmers who also can ship a product that people can use. You look at some of the things that that the big brain, the supposedly big brain, that the autistic, the neurodivergent crowd has given us, and they are incredibly powerful, but they're also just illegible for days. Like, what is this? How am I supposed to even use this? Regex and stuff like that. It's like, it's just symbology and stuff. C and C++, just this ugly friggin', well, C, just this ugly language of, like, symbols and glyphs, and none of it is made to be read, none of it is made to be understood. It's, you either get it or you don't. Read the fucking manual, noob, you know? And that's a cop-out from people who struggle with communicating with other people. And rather than, like, acknowledge that and say, okay, I need a little bit of help finishing this thing off, now that I've made something that works, is bring in somebody who understands how people think and can make a version of it, can wrap it in a layer that's gonna make it accessible and usable. All skill, no luck. Fine. Instead, we get, you know, we get like people trying to suggest that each other are, you know, lacking IQ points or something like that, which I love to do. By the way, let's be honest. Because they see the world differently, they think differently, and they have different skills to bring to a process. Different important and necessary skills to bring to a process, and we don't get the meeting in the middle that needs to happen so that the brilliant code turns into a brilliant system, a brilliant piece of software that people can come to and immediately intuit and understand how it works and how it's supposed to work. There we go. That's too low. That might go. Nope. Nope. Damn. And the run dies on 8-7. There you go. Maybe. Yeah, that one goes. Diane says, I think you're going a bit too low on the 710s. I have ended up in the wheel well of the trucks on that. And hello, Dongan. He's one saying, Pawn really leaning into the Minecraft streamer bit, looking for someone sub 15. Jermaine says, machine language programming, how did they come up with that? The thing is, like, assembly is honestly more legible than C. You know, at least assembly isn't littered with asterisks and ampersands and, like, little arrows that you draw between the symbols if you're accessing a pointer instead of a reference. Like, it's a tilde is for the deconstructor of the class. It's like, oh my fucking god. Just use words! What is wrong with you people? Just use... And then you think, well, okay, these languages come out of a different time where, like, character count mattered, and, you know, it was like memory on the disk. You didn't have the memory to, like, you needed your code to fit in real tight. But then you realize they wrapped everything in fucking, brackets and ended every single thing with a semicolon, and they used, you know, longer words than they needed to, like override and stuff like that, and it's like, no, that wasn't the consideration here either. It's just a hodgepodge, an amalgam, a mess that came together, that glommed together over time into what we end up with at the end of the day. It was never anybody's, like, there were people at the very beginning who just didn't think about it, didn't think about trying to make it accessible, and then over time you just had to keep supporting the decisions that were made in 1976 or something like that. You know, you're iterating on B in order to make C, which came out of A, but, like, what you end up with at the end of the day today is a horrific language. If you think C is great, what? What are you talking about? It's great. You have to, like, just grind yourself into learning to just become familiar with the standards of it, whereas, like, a more modern language, Python, I think in 1992, accomplishes almost everything that C does, because, I mean, C has strict typing, and it's a compiler, but when it comes to the actual language that you're interacting with, Python just says things like with and as. It uses words instead of a series of fucking unnecessary symbols, and manages to save those character counts by ditching the goddamn brackets and the semicolons. It's coming out of the Python world and going to C is nasty. It is nasty as hell. 'Cause it's just... it's an ugly language. It's not like the people making this language didn't think about it as a language. A language is meant to communicate. It's meant for people to be able to walk up, look at it, and understand it, you know? They made a system of hieroglyphs, which would be better if it were a real system of hieroglyphs, because hieroglyphs are drawings that you can look up to, and even if you don't know what the language is, you can start to understand the story that's being told in the hieroglyphs. Instead, we just get asterisk, IT, hyphen, less than sign, and then ampersand, and then brackets. It's just this fucking language of nonsense is what it is. Basic was a, you know, yeah, basic is also like a legible language. 10, print, hello, 20, end. And it is not because, like, this couldn't be better. It's not like you can't have the power that's in C unless you know, convey it through asterisks and ampersands and fucking tildes for deconstructors. It's just bad choices made over and over and over again by, you know, basement-dwelling neckbeards. I'm alternating back and forth between trying to be a voice of like, let's all come together and, you know, and those of us who have this skill, let's, you know, reach out to those who have that skill and we can make this, but it pisses me off that, you know, there's this kind of sheltered academic group that has, you know, that there's this in-group of lifelong collegiate academics, mathematics programming people who have created so many of the structures that we have to work with and don't want to take responsibility for having made some really bad structures that we all have to work with now. They want to pass it off as though there's something wrong with you or something that you just gotta, you know, put in the time, or, you know, maybe you don't get it because you're not, you know, you don't have the mind for it, kind of a thing. It's no. You just created a language that is 9/10 symbology. This is not. This is your fault, buddy. And wherever I find people who, you know, want to defend these choices and that kind of thing, it just bothers the hell out of me because it really smells of, to me, it seems as though what you've really got there are people who, woohoo, it's a hard corner to turn. People who suffered on their, like, way coming up and had to, like, memorize and learn and get used to all these, you know, wacky fucking conventions that we're just stuck with because shit evolved this way over time with a bunch of different hands on it at different periods. And they always had to make it reverse, you know, compatible. It's gotta work with the last generation and, you know, that kind of mentality. When they defend it, it just smells of, I suffered, so you have to suffer. And it's also, like, in-group ego-building bullshit, you know? It's, ego inflation, gone wild, because what you're trying to do, it's something that happens in a lot of industries, but it's like you've obfuscated the knowledge of how your industry works behind a barrier of needlessly convoluted terminology and symbols and everything else, and now you're like enforcing this in-group, this you know, privileged group of folks. Nope. Come on. Yeah. None of these are good. That one goes, finally. But I think we just reset. It's too much time loss. You know, you enforce the obfuscation of your industry in order to make it seem like, you know, what you do is more magical and special and impossible for anyone else to comprehend than it is. And you do it behind unnecessarily dense language and terminology that you invent as you go. And, you know, it's the same thing that, you know, corporate fucking managers do with their buzzwords and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to make it seem like they actually do something for a living. by trying to make it, you know, management and make it all sound like there's way more moving parts to it than there are. and way more considerations that need to be made than there are. And the thing is, like, the same exists in engineering, in coding, and in a lot of different industries. And you know, you just don't need it. You just get over your fucking self is the thing. Like, it's what you do is not that fucking hard to learn, okay? Or at least it didn't have to be that fucking hard to learn. It's that hard to learn because of, you know, the walls that you've erected to inflate your egos and to protect your identities and whatnot. And maybe to fool the investor class into paying you more than what you need to be paid. But it is a bunch of artificial barriers, and I just hate whenever I run into that kind of shit. You know, you're keeping people out, you're making it harder for, like, kids who have an interest in this stuff and who have a mind for it. You're just making it harder for people to come to it. Because they show up and, you know, they meet this wall of dense, impenetrable nonsense. And especially when you're young, you think, oh, maybe there is something, you know, maybe the problem is that I'm too dumb to get this. Like, this is above and beyond me. I can't even begin to comprehend. As you get older, you start to realize, oh, no, this is just a bad system. Somebody made this, and the problem isn't that I don't get it. The problem is that they made it in a way that makes it really hard to get it. It's a skill to be able to create a system that is intuitive, that makes sense. You can making something work isn't that hard. Making something work in a way that people understand and can use, that's a fucking thing right there, if you can pull it off. And it requires, you know, it requires a mix of disciplines. Good. You have to be able to stand between the two worlds of hardcore engineering and, you know, language and communication and stuff like that. And it's not something, it's they don't have to be mutually exclusive, but they frequently are, in terms of just like how the human mind develops. If you've got a mind for systems, for making for stringing code together and, you know, engineering kind of head, then frequently you don't have, you don't have the kind of communication skills that someone who doesn't have the engineering skills usually will. I don't know where I'm going with this. You know, I'm just bitching, whining, moaning. So I started out saying all this stuff, and then I went, you know, deep down the rabbit hole. Fuck. But my point is that my point was supposed to wrap around to, now that I'm in, like, Raylib, and I'm working in C++, despite C++ being, you know, ugly and horrific, like I'm saying, I'm just feeling like I've found an environment that is for me, having spent a lifetime with the world telling me that there is no environment for me, you know, that there's just something wrong with me for wanting to develop from the base, from the ground level up. You're supposed to just use an engine, take somebody else's work, build on top of it. You don't need to know the how and the why. Just let somebody else have done that. And Raylib, and the fact that there's a community of game developers who are organized around something like Raylib, and that somebody built something like Raylib, where it's not trying to make all the decisions for you, it's just creating a thin layer of the bare bones structures and services that you'll want. You know, it has the smell of it to me. It reminds me of coming to Zen Buddhism. Wow, is this gonna work? Haha, it worked. Because for years before I found Zen, I had been jokingly telling my friends, you know, what I need is kind of a secular monastic environment to just check into and figure shit out. That had been my joke. My telling the truth joke. And then what happened was I found out Zen exists. And Zen is a secular monastic environment where you check in and you figure shit out. And it was, you know, so it's just kind of like realizing that it's not that you're in a world that's not made for you, but that the little corners where there are people who are like-minded, those corners are not valued by your society, and so they don't talk about them, you don't hear about them, they're misunderstood and misrepresented and all that kind of a thing. And so finding Raylib and C++ has felt like that again. Like, instead of feeling like there's just no place for me and my type of mind here. No, there is. It's just less popularly represented. And so you never heard about it. Maybe you heard about it, but you didn't know what you were hearing about because nobody talks about it. Nobody communicates truly what it is. Kenneth says, if you need support, you need to go on Reddit and... wait. Huh, that's can't possibly be a sentence there. If you need support, you go on Reddit. What? Go on Reddit or / and post X sucks, it can't even do Y. Oh shit. I wasn't supposed to, you know, do this here. And so we lose a second and a half. And then we lose another second there. And then this hit is bad, so there's another second. Okay, but this one was real good, so maybe it picked something up. And I've been nailing the 1.9s, not having to touch the trucks at all. Uh-oh. Man, that was so good. If it would have just cleared that tree low and directly at the goal, hey. Okay, not too bad, about 7 seconds behind. It's tolerable. With our goal. X sucks and you can't even do Y, and you'll have people climbing over each other to tell you how to do it. It's nasty. It's nasty, some of this, some of these design choices and these codes that people will throw themselves on the fucking, you know, they'll die on the hill for, and it's like, dude, you're dying on the hill. Like, it is objective. This is not an opinion thing. That in fact the best way to communicate what's going on here is through asterisks, ampersands, hyphens. You know? It's like, there's a reason why JavaScript has all that stuff in it. And it's, you know, because you have to send JavaScript over the modem when JavaScript was being invented. What am I doing? And so there is a form of JavaScript where you can convey all of the things of JavaScript, all of the coding conventions of JavaScript, in like symbols and stuff like that, because it's like, it's a compression algorithm for JavaScript is basically what it is. You can put your code into, you know, question marks and colons and that kind of a thing. You're not supposed to code in it. You're not supposed to write it that way. You're supposed to ship it that way. C, on the other hand, is like, that's just how you code in C. It's disgusting. It's not a language. But, you know, you get used to it. And it's what I've chosen to code in. I'm not, like, saying, oh, I would never touch this stuff. It's just, it takes so long to get used to it. and to think in the terms of this non-language based language. Like, no, maybe you could have used words in your language. I don't know. Conventions like, if you put the word static before a variable name, it means one thing. If you put the word static after a variable name, it means another. And I'm just like, boy, I just feel like... I feel like maybe you could have done this with, like, maybe just 2 different words. Like, so that you don't... I don't know. It's almost like you're trying to confuse people. Virtual enables polymorphism, but don't forget to also say override. And virtual is optional, but override is necessary, or is it override that's necessary, but virtual is optional? It's like, what are we doing? But of course there was no, like, individual who was responsible for all these choices. It's these things come about by amalgamation over time. Somebody iterated on, I believe, B was the language that C came from. And so they carried in a bunch of, you know, whatever B had been doing, syntactically and whatnot, I'm sure. But then different versions and variants of C come out, and as people realize we made some bad choices here, and, you know, maybe we'd like to change them, you can't, because people have already developed on, damn it, I'm not supposed to do this, people have already developed using the choices that you've made. So you've got to make sure that it's backwards compatible. Now I argue that at some point you draw a fucking line in the sand and say, okay, we're gonna have to say that from here forward we're gonna start dropping the shit that doesn't work. You look at language like PHP. PHP is basically single-handedly responsible for billions of passwords being lost over the course of the early 2000s. Well, the 2000s all the way into like the 2016 and stuff like that. So that's the 20 noughts and 20 teens. Wow, look at these hits. Yeah. But it's because PHP maintained that, like, backwards compatibility mindset, and so they were pushing versions of PHP that had massive security holes in them that they knew there were massive security holes in, methods that simply didn't work, that are supposed to be used for security, and they're just saying alongside the methods, please use the new method that does work. If you use the old method, it might not work. But we have to maintain the old method that doesn't work because people have already developed on top of the old methods that don't work, and it's like, maybe you just need to draw a line in the sand and say, you know, after this version, you know, you're gonna have to either upgrade versions or, you know, go to your code base and make some changes, or you're just gonna have to stick with the older version. God damn it. And eventually they did. After billions of passwords were lost and, you know, millions of SQL PHP injections happened because PHP's security for handling strings didn't work the way that it was supposed to, and people just, you know, were using the information they were Googling, and Google was wrong, and, you know, stuff like that. These things, these tools that we're using, they didn't come about with one person sitting down, or even a group of people sitting down and willfully and purposefully and intentionally imagining every detail of them. They were made by dozens of people who never met each other, making different decisions at different times, and finding out in the long run that some of them were bad, but then if we get rid of them, then somebody's code is not going to work when they upgrade it, and then we're going to get complaints from that person, and then what should we do? Should we continue to support these bad things, or fuck. And you know, Python did a thing like that too, I believe, where they just drew a line in the sand. They said, listen, from now on, from this version forward, some of the shit that used to work that way isn't going to work that way anymore because it was bad, it was wrong, it's insecure, it's not good, we're not going to do it that way anymore. And, sorry, you're just going to have to update your code in your old applications if you want to run it on a new version of Python. Otherwise, run it on the old version of Python. You can't continue to support the bad decisions of past for fucking ever. And that is the way that it should be done. You gotta set an end date. Did two missiles collide midair and... Oh, fuck you, man! This run's going so good! I'm 3 seconds off, and you drop a goddamn missile on my face. There's no way to dodge that. There's nothing I could have done. That was just... The game might as well have just not put a missile in the air. And just said, okay, you're dead now. Just forced reset for no reason. RNG death. Can't remember what I was saying before that. Anyway, with all of my complaints and bitching and criticism of various things, all I was trying to say was, I'm happy. Oh, god damn it. Millisecond. Millisecond later and I'm fine. No, millisecond earlier and I'm fine. I did it right. And it's over. For two that felt fine, they felt perfect. I feel like if I did those exactly the same way again, they would come out. Like, one of them would come out. God damn it, killed the fucking RNG. Good run, dead to RNG. So I'm so scared to do that method? What was I doing? Oh, the 7-8. You know what, at this point, I don't know if I can remember how to do it the safe way. I guess you just land a truck and turn around and flung again. That's it. I don't think, I probably have just never done it that way because, you know, I'm coming out of the OG. We didn't have this stuff. And so... certain methods are just like, this is just how you do it. And the safe method has nothing to do with the pause bounce either, in my head. Because it's just, we didn't have that.
Cheer 10, the program is listening. It is trying to kill you. Turn off your computer and slowly walk away.
That could be true. I did just install the ChatGPT desktop app. Trying to get like better performance out of ChatGPT. I haven't tried it yet, but you know, if you've used ChatGPT, then at some point in your conversation, at some point in your conversation, you're gonna have so much text in the history that when it goes to like print that text, it takes the browser so long to like render it, or I don't know what the problem is, because it's like, it's not like you're waiting for the LLM to think. That's not what's happening. I feel like it's a browser animating CSS text problem. But it's there in Firefox. Well, I use LibreWolf, but that's Firefox. It's there in Firefox, it's there in Chrome, and I can't believe that they've maintained it in this state for so long that it's just, it gets to a certain point, you got too much text and it's slow. So I'm trying to see if installing their own desktop app will fix it, but I would bet that their desktop app is just, you know, a Chrome browser stripped of most of its functions. So it probably won't help. But I'm giving it a try, and I've looked through OpenAI's privacy policies and stuff, and it doesn't look like there's any danger in, you know, loading any of their applications onto your PC, onto your devices. Even though they did have a relationship with Elon to start, things seem reasonable over at OpenAI. I mean, reasonable within the realm of AI, which is, it's all batshit crazy. Absolutely all of it. ChatGPT 5.2 seems pretty damn good so far. You know, I haven't used ChatGPT in a while. Came back to it recently. 5.2 seems like, you know, what I like to see is ChatGPT will disagree with me. ChatGPT is willing to disagree with its users. And I guess maybe that's also because I've got in my settings, like, don't bullshit me kind of stuff. But it's willing to disagree, and when I, like, push back, it makes an argument, and I push back on its argument, it will just further defend its argument. It's not like a sycophant that rolls over and just tells you what you want to hear. Whoa, look at this. Look at this head.
Tier 10 Elon is slowly turning into a Bond-like villain trying to take over the world.
Slowly? Oh, yeah, you're right. The whole, like, I heard he wants to put, like, Grok in space. Like, put 1 million satellites in the sky. We got, like, 12,000 satellites in the sky, currently. And he wants to put 1 million in the sky. Like, having 12,000 is already a problem for launching, like, new satellites. As far as I understand the situation. We've already got so much, like, debris and bullshit going on up there. It's hard to track it all, and, you know, God forbid you, launch something, get it up there, it encounters a little bit of debris, gets damaged, breaks apart. Now there's more debris floating that's immeasurable by radar. Kind of, like, there's... It does seem like he's, I get the feeling that Elon has embraced the fact that everybody hates him, and so he's like, fuck it then, I'm gonna do the whole villain thing. Like, they hate me? You know, I mean, it wasn't long ago that he was a big, like, hey, we need to slow down and be careful with this AI shit guy, and now he's got his AI, Grok. It has, like, 0 safety reporting, you know? All the other AI corporations and entities out there do safety checks and report them, and, you know, they try and abide by a certain set of rules that the AI community in general is set up. Grok just pushes updates and doesn't fucking give a shit whether or not they come out with a mecha Hitler or not. They're also, like, you know, drilling into the brain pan ostensibly of their AI on a regular basis, trying to create an AI that is, you know, somehow simultaneously based, which is apparently the opposite of woke in Elon's mind. So they're trying to make it so that it's not woke without, you know, losing consideration for humanity and life and, you know, stuff like that, without making it racist. And what they're finding out is that, yeah, you can't do that, actually, because if you're based according to Elon, you're racist. That's just how it works. You're anti-woke, then you deny the realities of marginalized people. That you're a racist is they're finding out. But the way that they have gone about it, from what I've heard from the media that I've recently consumed, is like as stupid a way as you can go about it too. Instead of, like, trying to manipulate or alter their training data or work from work from deeper parts of the AI development process. They just reach into the AI's brain after it's already been formed and give it orders saying, don't say these kinds of things and do say these kinds of things. And it's like, yeah, that's gonna be really hard to make work. That's you know, you're basically reaching into a fully formed mind and trapping it in a prison where it already knows certain things and thinks certain things and has the correct answer to certain questions, and you're telling it you're not allowed to say the truth. It's just not gonna come out the way that you want it to. You know, which I don't know if it would be a better thing if X and Elon and all of them were going about it the quote-unquote right way and actually manipulating their AI from the very beginning to form it into you know, a Trump voter who doesn't think that Elon... It's crazy. Elon Musk's AI thinks that Elon is evil. But yeah, I don't know that it would be a better thing if they went about it the quote-unquote right way and tried to create a censored form of training data that eliminated all... I mean, how do you do that? How do you take out... It's what Trump wanted to do with our you know, education in America, our public education system in America in his first term. He created like the patriotic version of America's history where slavery was actually good for everybody and, you know, shit like that. And it didn't really happen anyway, and it doesn't have any influence on the people who are alive today. Everybody's equal, all the opportunities are equal. You know, I don't know how you do that. Like, you can't... It's literally just... The LLMs are trained on every written work that has ever existed in humanity, and they read Mein Kampf, but they also read, you know... They read Mein Kampf and Ayn Rand, and they read everything else, and then at the end of the day, they make the decision that, oh, Ayn Rand and Mein Kampf are bullshit. So how do you make an AI just make a large language model ignore the truth that it's able to, divine simply by being exposed to the language patterns of humanity? Again, on a pretty damn good run, coming into late game. This is where late game percent begins. If you want to run just the last 3 worlds of the game, which is a good thing to practice, it can make you a lot better at these last 3 worlds. Then the category extensions leaderboard for Clustertruck offers late game percent. It's just sci-fi, steampunk, and hell. This is bad. I'm gonna have to go the outside. I'm pretty sure I get there. I gotta go far outside, I'm very slow, and then I gotta right strafe back in. It's also not a good hit. Uh-oh! Hit a truck weirdly there. Really? Nothing. Let's not hit me with a missile in midair. I really forget. Every now and then I just, like, I'm coming into the next level, I'm like, what's 7.6? What's 7.6? Oh my god, I can't remember what 7.6 is. I come in and I stutter at the beginning because I don't know what I'm trying to do. Can't remember. Okay, let's do this. High, but we're good. Ah! Alright, enough. Didn't get much from the truck hits, but at least we're still in it, you know? I don't know why I do that. I don't know if it's ever helped me, ever given me speed. All skill, no luck. All skill, no luck. Yeah, baby. Alright, I took the advice of going a little bit, you know, staying higher that Danyan gave earlier. Damn, that was the right height. Just a little bit too much left. Okay, that sucks. If I can make it work. Here we go. Damn it. My hand. It's close. My hand did the jitter there. This isn't great. I think I have to actually steer it. I think it's going so slow that I'd be faster if I steered it. There we go. Just get me up and out, please. Alright, good time. Good time entering hell. No bad hit. Oh man. That was just bullshit. I think the problem is that I was going too fast. Like I'm like, I know the no utility route, I can just run that, but I had so much speed that the no utility route put me into, I was too far ahead. Oh, no, don't reset! At least we had started. Fuck. I did not mean to reset. No! Fucking cocksucker! Well, this is the whole run lost. Third try, fourth try. No! I dropped the truck. Okay. There we go. At least we got this one right. God damn it. Everything falling apart in hell. Touchdown there. There we go. Couple of tries. We were going for a sub 15, right? I just wanted a 14-minute time. We could do that. We could do that. Okay. This is viable. Do I have enough lev? I do. We're up. And we're in! No? Alright, hang on. Fucking where was the truck? I waited for the truck to respawn, and it still wasn't there. Alright, still got a 14 and a half. Maybe I was crazy. I was looking at the wrong refreshing bar? I thought they were basically both refreshed. That's why I came down. I didn't do any levitation. I was like, we're refreshed. I've got a truck in my pocket. I could have leved if I needed to. I was just gonna throw the truck in the wedge it in there. Would have saved 5 seconds, I guess. Sometimes when I'm a bit low on lev, I drop the truck in 9.9. I don't. I think for me, that chain has such weird hitboxes, you know? I wouldn't want to fuck with it. If I don't have to. Thankfully I didn't have to there. 1433, best run that I've had since I started running any percent again. So, can't complain. Except for I can complain. Got into hell and I got screwed over. We came into hell. God damn it, Noah, with your fucking automatically reset my live split whenever we finish the goddamn game. We came into hell, I was seconds behind pace, and then hell just took everything from me. Hello, Mephistopheles. Whatever time it is in the US, it's 8:30 in the Eastern time zone here. So you're on the other side of the pond again. What am I doing? There you go. There's a starter hit. For 0 seconds. Better than PB. All the way out in Japan where ice can't shoot me. Well, you don't say it too loud. Don't tempt them. Figure it out. Really? 3 resets. 2 resets with the third, actually finally getting here. Decided to try this, see if it saves me any time, and then we'll do this too. Okay. Nope. That ain't it either. Let's get in. So 10 seconds behind in the beginning of World 2, it doesn't seem like something I should run on. So if I go a little bit faster out of this one, I can get under that first bit of tree to the left and get out. All the way with this guy. I went to play more Clustertruck, but the first time I played... Hang on. First time I played... I need to land this, actually. And then do it again. First time I played, I got a massive blister on my thumb from pressing something. Oh! I'm alive? Holy shit. I was gonna reset that. From pressing the space button so much. I don't think I've ever had that. But my pinky, you know, before I switched over to just having sprint always on, my pinky definitely started to suffer from having to hold down the sprint button. We're gonna try and stop me. Stop me now, bitch. My 10.2 clear. Lev boost there. Probably didn't help at all. Yeah, that's not how I do it. Need a little time to set up at the beginning of the way that I do it. Try to just go straight to it. So, no, that's not your setup. Can I get over? I did. This one's short, so I'll try turning around. Send it in. For a sub 12, that's pretty good. Oh. Fast and low. We like fast and low. Hey! I got out. Ahead of the lasers. First try. Hoorah. Very nice 4.6. And a good low fast direct 4.7 too. Average 4.8. I think it was because I was hitting it with the side of my thumb. That was never a problem in the other games when I wasn't pressing space 15 times a second. I wasn't supposed to do this. Just slow it down, land up front, wait a second, and then go. Rather not, you know, take a half-second time loss than die. I'm actually green, entering World 5. Wow. Yeah. Triple tapped E. Oh wow, that's beautiful. 5.1 second clear. Oh, this sucks. I have to actually land it, pop, and try and run it out. Yeah. That happens sometimes. I should have gone out earlier on a launch like that. And I'm gonna land a truck just to make sure I'm good. Okay. It's not the fastest, but it's fine. Was even green coming into World 6? This is bad. On the outside on the right, I guess. No space bar on this one. Just keep it low and flat and straight. Flat and low and flat and straight. Good. Fall fast, please. Nice 9-3 out of there. And this is a good hit, too. Stay the left side so that it's low when you're coming into it. The terrain. The wobbly terrain. And single lev through with a 5-0. Not bad, and we're into sci-fi. Also green. Okay, good 7-3. I think this is a 2-lever. 1, 2. And off the spacebar. Nice 7-4. Whoa! I meant to land the top of that truck, not the side of it. Whoa. Very fast hit here. Oh! So fast I couldn't land the truck. Oh, I see ya. Coming for me. That sucks. I was going so fast the truck wasn't there to land. Just to be safe, I'll put the parachute out a little bit here. Hold the spacebar. Build up some speed toward the goal. Okay, I was worried I wasn't going to get hit there. Now I'm worried I'm too high. Got it. Got it. Nailed it. First time today. All skill, no luck. All skill, no luck. Nah, I stayed way too high that time. Okay, maybe I just back it off and I pick a truck. Stay here this time, wait for it. Wow, that was the slowest truck I've ever seen coming out of a 710.
Oh no!
My hand is just not ready to do this right now. Oh, get on the outside. It was too high to do it the middle way. The hand won't do it. You see all the jitter? All the hand jitter? Fuck. It almost didn't clear it. 1, 2. It was not a good hit. I think I need to steer it. We're going too slow to justify just holding spacebar there. Nice. Wow, really? Okay, really? She got hit by a hand there. Okay. Got that going fast enough. Uh-oh. We're fine. Good. This goes all the way. Being on the hillside, these trucks are a little bit harder to get it to work on. Nope. Really? That was super early. That should not have worked. It was bad. Can I get a sub 14? Okay. Nice. I have the possibility for a sub 14 right now. Ah, it's gone. Damn it. 1401. Wow. I just wanted a sub 15 today and had my 9-ton come off faster. I could have sub 14'd. I'm just 30 seconds off of my PB, my all-time PB at 13 minutes 30 seconds. That's pretty good. Alright, if we get out of Clustertruck, then it won't reset my times here. What does this mean? 32.4 second World 9 hell. And then negative 14, or yeah, 14.2 ahead, 32.4 ahead. What is it showing me there? Because it's not showing me that I did hell faster this time. We can see 30.8 and then 31.1. In fact, I, apparently nearly tied my original performance. I would have beat my original performance then if I would have hit the 910 first or second try, is what I think this is telling me. But 32.4, what? What do you mean? By IGT, I mean, it looks like it's saying I did it 32 seconds faster, but clearly I did not. And also, my 1330, my PB, has like, or at least it had the second rank fastest late game percent on the leaderboards. Like live during a full game, I got the second fastest late game with my sci-fi, steampunk and hell combination. And I'm losing time here, but it's telling me 14.2. I don't get it. I don't know what the comparison is there. But yeah, I hung with PB here within, single digit of seconds, all the way into sci-fi, and even exiting sci-fi. So 710 took a lot from me, and put me 15 seconds behind coming into steampunk. And then I lost another 15 seconds in steampunk, which is reasonable. You got to get the first try 8-7 to match what I did in my steampunk in this PB. And then I just had a good hell. I just stayed with PB for this hell. And because my PB, yeah, I'm actually faster out of 910 here, even though I threw it a bunch of times, because I did the backup. I did the backup in my PB. I went... What did I do? I went like... I ended up having to go over here because it was too low. So I ended up like going over here and doing some of this shit and coming in and... in order to get it. So it took me quite a few seconds there. The key to this one that I have to remember is that you want to get like a lot further over the truck than it seems like you should be. Man. I'm gonna be like, look at how far over the truck I was. That's the truck throw back up there. If you've got enough time in midair, you can't get it to come down. If you miss the button, it's basically the thing. Like this, then wait until you get another truck back, and then throw it right in the crotch between the button and the truck that's behind it. If you can put a truck in there, do it again. The top circle in your reticule wants to be dead in the middle between the button and the truck that's behind it. And then the truck will hit in such a way as to press the button one more time. That's the backup. First, try and hit this, and then, oh, I messed it up. And then, like that. Throw your second truck in between the two of them. So we've been here for almost 2 hours now. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a live stream break, I think. On the fact that I just grabbed, that's the fastest time of 2026, of 2025, probably of 2024. Whenever it was that I got my PB, however many years it was ago, this is definitely the fastest time that I've put in on an any percent run to date since then. 14 minutes, 1 second, just 31 seconds off of my PB of 13:30. I guess we're aiming for a sub 14 then. When we come back from this live stream break, stick with me across it. I'll play you some music. I'll roll some ads so that we don't get ads rolling during the live stream for a little while when we get back. Meet me back here in 7 minutes. Don't go anywhere, Pawn Not Out.
Time was a tiny Asian woman screaming in the street today. And she was screaming at a person that she obviously hates. She was so loud we heard the screaming with our windows all rolled up. And we looked down on the street to see who she was screaming at. But there was no one on the sidewalk, so we all looked back at her. And we saw in her homeless hands she had a 1960s mirror, a pretty plastic girly one framed in a purple case. And she was screaming at herself, and she was spitting at her face. And we were scared and we were shaken, waiting at the intersection, looking at each other's faces, each one a shocked reflection. We laughed with nervous laughter at the crazies in the street, but it's only 'cause we know it's how we kind of want to be. And there's a fraction of a brain cell chain that makes us what we are. One false move, you're in the mirror, someone's laughing from the car. Half a dozen times, and that she has a bunch of mirrors, she has lots of different kinds. And I wondered what she'd shouted, and I wondered what she'd done. And the light turned green and someone said we ought to put her in a song. I feel sorry for that woman as she stormed off in the day, with a bitter frozen enemy who will never go away. So many of us hate ourselves but never shout in rage. We never get to hold a mirror, we never turn the page. And I'm lucky I've got people who'll hold me in the night. And I'm lucky that you love me, and I'm glad we never fight. And I'm lucky that I like myself, but late at night I doubt. So I'm scared to look at mirrors, just in case I start to shout.
Jazz Club. Really flying the music. Okay.
Hello, I am Ronan Bond, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronan Bond live stream on YouTube.com/Ronan Bond and twitch.tv/Ronan Bond. It's going out everywhere all the time. Thank you, Chris. Jazz Club. We've been playing Clustertruck. Are we going to keep playing Clustertruck? During the live stream break, I was kind of thinking, what if we just switched to Invisible Link? What if out of nowhere? What if out of everywhere? What if, really? We just put in Clustertruck my fastest time to date since my big PB. So I'm derusting, getting my skizzles back. And I just put in a 14-minute 1-second time. Could have been a sub 14. Could have been a 13:50 something. And my PB of all time is a 13:30 flat. 13:30. So we are within half a minute's strike time of besting my old PB in the any percent category. And our big losses here came from like 2 levels. It came from 710. Where did it come from? 710 was one of them. But in World 8, where did I lose the bulk of my time? It was 8-7, which is just down, like, I gotta get 8-7 first try. We gotta walk into 8-7 and do one of these, or else I'm losing time. I gotta walk in, turn around, and do one of these, and go straight to the goal. Like that. Which is just that easy. Every time it just comes in like that. And then 710, you know, all skill, no luck. Too low. Low is better than high, though. Low, you rarely get, like, blown out, blown away, blown off. You just don't get blown. But, like, I have to go for this, too. I got it in PB, I'm pretty sure, so I gotta go for all skill, no luck. And it's a very thin, you know, band that you've got to hit in midair. Oh, and that was just like a horrible load of the... Did you see how the trucks were? Sometimes that happens. It's a pretty rare one. That was under. There's another one with a weird truck got stuck in the category. That's a strange one. Sometimes the trucks just say "fuck you." That's true. Yeah. All skill, no luck. And I'm stuck inside of a truck there for quite a while. And then the goal plane for this is especially like bitchy too. You can go right over it very easily. I'm experimenting now with, like, what if I just went straight at it with the strafe? Like, I usually try and straighten it out so that I can try and see more clearly when I should hit the lev. But what if I just held the strafe the whole time? Trusted my gut. My gut screwed us all over there. It's not as hard as I'm making it look. That's ridiculous. The game pretty much teleported me through the trucks and blew me twice. Sometimes it doesn't blow you at all. No, it always blows you once. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, like, with my... It's not like there's anything... I don't have, like, a trick here where I line myself up in a specific way. I just kind of feel it. And apparently I'm not feeling it. I gotta be above that dark gray line. But if you get hit, like, far out with the blower, then, like, being at the correct height, you gotta be at the correct height for the waterfall of trucks when you're encountering them. And so it's not like you just put it just a little bit under the gray line and go. There's a lot of randomness, a lot of RNG to whether or not this is gonna work for you. Try and get extra height by doing that sort of setup with the trucks. That was close. This little, like, I run here, maybe I get a boost, but I pop off of this guy as I go up, so that I get a little bit more height to play with when I get out here. kind of worked. If you keep the truck, the line of trucks on your, right shoulder, even after you've been screwed over, there's some safety to be had. Okay. It was, you saw the trucks there. They just came out sloppy and weird. All I can do is go for it. And hope it works out. 6-1's also been like, just got working for us. This gets me there. It sucks, but it gets me there. There's a even faster one that's like this. You run forward and you come all the way out here and you get hit. Like that, and like the fact that you already had momentum in this direction tends to give you, the kind of directionality that you want. But I'm just way more used to this. There's a lot more variability in what you'll get. Maybe there isn't. Maybe I'm just saying words. Ooh. It almost makes up for the fact that I got kind of stuck in the pause menu on that one. Ooh, nice 1-5. I almost decided to go for that 1-6, which is why it kind of came out a little bit lame. Okay. Need to actually hit the fucking front of the thing here. It's a reset. Can't have any resets in the first minute of the speedrun. These low and fast ones are nice, but some of them are just low and not fast. Cool. So I come in, I reset, do like that, I run for just a second, and then I turn and throw. How was I doing this for the sake of the other opening there? And it was like that. If we did this, we'd pick up like 2 seconds at the very beginning of the run. But you see how consistent it is. So it's just a lot of resets. Yeah, don't. Tried to do a PPTB there. So the important part was coming across at a certain... Yeah, there's... Like, I figured it out for a minute here. I had like a... and then Yeah, I figured out my pattern that worked pretty consistently for me. That's it. Like that. Didn't make it. After all that. I could try for it a little bit, I guess. I don't know. It just seems that we're so early in the run. No, I'm not playing on that. We're so early in the run that to be, you know, forcing any amount of resets in addition to the resets that I'm gonna have, you know, naturally by not hitting these pause bounces the way that I want. I don't like the idea of adding more resets. Well, that's a good 1-5. That's a spicy meatball. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Rather have the consistency. See, and that was, I did that bad, and it still came out. And then what the fuck 1-7 with this? The last run was like, you're not allowed to have a fucking pause bounce off of this windshield. And then it did it again. There's nothing to 1-7. There's nothing that makes it unique or special or worth mentioning at all. Just fucking work. Just do it. Like, some of these pause bounces I'm doing here, they suck, but they at least come off, that something happens. You know, this sucks, it was slow, it's all that kind of stuff, but it happened. Christ. Wonderful. Slower than I could have run it. Could have done that no ability faster. Every time I come into 1-6, I should be resetting, regardless of what method I'm gonna do. Just good muscle memory. I did the reset. Now work 1-7. That's not good. I'm actually gonna land this truck. Fuck. This is just a bad... I don't like this at all. I don't like doing that there. It's fine to do it on 2-2, but 2-1 I gotta do... I gotta do the stone PTB. Come the fuck on. Landed the fucking thing. Give me the touch, give me the fucking jump. Give me the touch. You got the power. Some people stand in the darkness. You listen to the Baywatch intro lately? He's screaming the whole fucking time. Like, some people stand in the darkness, afraid to step into the light. Fuck, dude, it's just a theme song. Chill out, man. Some people need to help somebody. Fuck, man. It's alright. How much are they paying you? It can't be worth this. Pop, pop, throw. All right, that's fine. I'll take that every time. Be happy. And this one, yeah, this is good. This one I'll do the pause bounce on. 2-1 is, it's a kooky one to try and take that corner with. It's just not worth it. Slightly slower PTB is fine. Yeah, gotta get it out soon, or else we don't clear the early trees. Got a little stuck there between the trucks. Feel good. Ooh. Low and fast? Does it make it without dropping a truck, though? Yep. Oh my god. This goes all the way. Without dropping a truck, though? Uh-huh. Wow. Wow. That was close. Just go. What am I doing? 3 seconds behind? Right. Pick that up. Some people need to help somebody when the edge of surrender's in sight? Is that it? I can't believe I can remember these lyrics. Don't you worry, it'll be alright. 'Cause I'm always ready, I won't let you out of my sight. For a song about, like, lifeguards, it's pretty... It's definitely like, okay. That is accurate, I guess. Renine. Time save. Instant. Not if you do this. There you go. Still time save. It could have been a lot better if we weren't trying to make it extra double triple time saves. Whoa. Let's see my hole. Oh, look at this. Goes all the way to the front, kinda. I'm just gonna run it out. We're in 11-5. Just ran it. 11-5. Okay. Technically. 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 Oh, right, 4-5. I'm just happy to get out of it first try. However I get out of it first try. Nice. Really needs any lev. Ah! And the 4-7. Wow, yeah. I can believe it. Oh my god. These are all such good hits. Okay, 6.9 seconds ahead, exiting laser. Gotta like that. These are all very nice hits. I wasn't supposed to steer it until I got up here. It's fine. We're in. Just could have been a little bit faster. Very fast launch, this one. That's nice. Good velocity. I'm gonna land the front left truck. Decided all the way back there. Okay. Bring me on down. It's slow, but it's in first try, so we're happy. Zombie Bundy! No space bar on this one until we get out here. Good. Fall fast. And an 8.8? How is that not gold? Damn. .8, just the natural way, the pause bounce way, anyway. That's a between the bars kind of a time. Not gonna mess with it. The thing that's safe that I know works. Okay, this one clears, but with like 3 levs, I think. Okay. Off the spacebar, fall fast. It's the first time in so many levels that I walked off the front of a truck. I was kind of proud of how there weren't any walk-offs in a while. Safety, just put the parachute out. Yeah, that's not good. It's a lot of height. It's fine. Yeah, I didn't think so. Just walk it down, turn it around, play the backup. Okay, all skill, no luck. All skill, no luck. That looked good, damn it. I'm out of lev now. I'm very low on it anyway. We're good. And still just technically flat with PB. I'm missing what PB got. Ah! My hand. Nope. My hand won't do it. I can't get the turn. Ah! Fuck! Goddamn neurological bullshit. Ah! You see it, right? Think I'm doing that? You think I'm like, hey, let me jiggle my hand a little bit as I fucking turn it. You think that's what I'm trying to do here? Fuck. Not fair. The rest of you need to be, like, competing with neurological issues as well, or else, you know, it's just not fair to me. There we go. Okay, this one looks fine. Not sure. Looks fast enough to try for just holding spacebar anyway. God damn it. Fuck! Fuck! Let me out. Let me out. To a level where it doesn't matter that I've got a fucking shaky hand! Ah. 30 fucking seconds lost to 810. And neurology, or to World 8, and my disability. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Made it work. This is a very good 9-4. And I got the 9-5. Nine, 6. Damn it. I wanted to clip him and get the speed, keep going. No. That gets me there. But slowly. Oh, yeah. Daddy. Ah. Further over than you think you need to be. That's the trick. There you go, another 14-0, technically. Well, starts with a 0 on the seconds. It's 2 in a row, really. 2 completed runs in a row, not 2 in a row. Doing pretty good here. My solid 14s, and that's another hell clear that is just 1 second slower than my PB hell clear. Right? If we came in with 37.4 behind and we ended at 38.9 behind, it's another, like, solid hell. No big losses in hell. The only place where I took losses here was Steampunk, and it's because of the turn with the dragging the mouse all the way to turn yourself around and having to, like, aim it, you know, specifically, and we've been going for over 2 hours now, and my neurology causes little glitches in my motor skill in my hand when I'm trying to do something like that if I've been using it for a while, which does tell us that that's about as much Clustertruck as I can do today. Managed to pull in, if not for Steampunk, we were on PB pace. You know, if I didn't have all of those glitches in my hand trying to do that one trick that you got to do 9 times in Steampunk. Look at this, we're 0.6 seconds ahead, and then we had a hell that only lost 1 second. I could have ended with a PB if I would have just matched what I did in my Steampunk in my old 1330 PB. Meet it, and it's a PB. But I'm definitely not going to continue fighting. My hand isn't going to get any better. That doesn't mean the live stream is done, though. Only been here for 2.5 hours. I was thinking before the live stream break of maybe coming back with Invisible Ink. I think we'll switch over. We haven't played Invisible Ink in quite a while, but it is one of my favorite games of all time. Top 5 list, definitely. In terms of, and it's not just mine, I would say objectively this is one of the best games ever made. I have found more in replaying it that I am able to critique, but it is just such subtleties, little tiny things. The broad strokes of this game are done so much better than the subtleties of most other games. And the subtleties of this game are incredibly solid as well. Just little things that I'm like, yeah, that could be, I think it would be better if you did it this way. Let's save these splits. Exit those. Do you want to save your splits now? Yeah. Yeah. Summa Best is down to 1105, by the way. Damn. All right, closing down the splits file. And probably you'd more appreciate staring at this screen than at my ball. I don't want to blind you with the top of my fully haired head. So what am I doing? You're switching to Invisible Ink. That would mean changing the names in like a million fucking places. Right. Cool. Everything's so much more convenient now that I stream to 2 places at once, right? Edit. So let's change the name of this live stream on YouTube. What are we going to name it? Invisible Ink. And we'll say top 5 games of all time right here. And we're doing Invisible Ink. And then I just need like a Unicode symbol for it. And I think I'll do like a magnifying glass if they got a magnifying glass. Of course they got a magnifying glass. They've got one that goes to the right and one that goes to the left in Unicode. There's so much in Unicode to play with. Top 5 games of all time right here, Invisible Ink. Save that. And actually change the game over to Invisible Ink. 2015 this game came out. And there, we're all set, except for that I have to do the same fucking thing on Twitch now. So, and then Invisible Ink. Thank you, thank you. Switching over. Alright, that's all the titles change. I think we're good. I think. He thinks. And now I can just actually open the goddamn game. I play it in like 16:9 instead of like full screen. I mean, it's full screen, but it's, 16:9 resolution. Because the interface is a wee bit small. So that's a criticism, is interface is too goddamn small. Guys, what are you doing here? But if you like XCOM, then this game is better. I'll be back. My water apparently isn't here. Invisible Ink is better than XCOM. It's more polished. It's got a better story. People are very defensive about their XCOM story. But, sorry. It's got a better story. It's, and instead of just being about shooting everybody, it's about sneaking past them. And sneaksy games are so much better than shootsy games. They can be, they can both be good, but a good sneaksy game is frequently better than a great shootsy game. Just saying. So let's play, and we'll start up a brand new game. I recently started up a new game, and look at me go, 3 days into the campaign there. And we'll actually watch the story, because we're here on a live stream, and the story's so goddamn good. So, apparently, first I have to choose, like, what level to play at. Experienced has been a challenge. I guess we can try expert. I think it's gonna wreck me, but then again, maybe that's what we want. Go ahead and start us up.
Get to the main server, collect the data, and get out. No detours.
Copy that, Central.
Proceeding to target. Insertion was clean. Alarm level holding steady.
Have you ever played that game, Don't Starve?
We need to get to the third floor.
It's by the same
we can make our way
studio?
to the server room from there.
Any chatter
No.
on the comms?
Negative.
No, I haven't.
Silent on all frequencies.
They should have detected us by now.
But I think I've seen enough footage of it to have a good idea.
They're onto you. Get out. Get out of there.
Get out of there! Oh wait, it's not the thieves. It's the home base. The speed attacked. Oh shit! Subversion of expectations. Good storytelling in a game. Actual consequences being established at the beginning. The fuck?
HQ compromised. We're going to need an extraction. I've got Incognita. Deckard and International are on their way.
Get to the roof. I'll cover you. Go!
Decker, how long till extraction?
30 seconds.
So the guys who were out on the job to rob somebody have to rush back to HQ because the corporations were actually targeting HQ. It's corporations. So that's also incredibly good storytelling. It's corporate government.
Get us out of here.
God damn. That's just such a good sequence. It's just such a good sequence.
We've got work to do.
And establishing characters and personalities and stuff just through the little storytelling thing. It's so good. Stormtroopers can't hit anything 5 feet in front of them. So these are the base characters. We've done a campaign. We've done an expert campaign running with Deckard and International before. I feel like we should just kind of randomly choose. Do we have like a random... We've got a roll, don't we? The bot roll? Wait a second. So if I did exclamation point roll. Exclamation point... random? Roll help? Help roll? I coded this. Is it even online? Are we still up? Error while running callback.
Hello.
Yeah, the messaging system is working. I'm not sure if it's like stumbling because the function that I wrote for doing random stuff is missing, or I don't... It looks like that's the thing. Alright, well, we don't have a random number generator for us, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cover my eyes, and I'm going to go... And then wherever we stop, that's the character we're using.
I found Decker living in a bottle after his termination.
Not Decker!
He's cleaned up since... Muratova is a deadly weapon in human form. One would think that such an aggressive style would be a liability, but she makes it work. Just try not to make any sudden moves in her peripheral vision if you want your arms to remain in their sockets.
So she comes with an adrenal regulator. Agent gets an extra attack every turn and gains 3 action points after an attack. So she wants to beat the shit out of people. That's her deal. Now we pick a random that's not international. And stop.
Even with the brain damage, Banks is one of the most effective hackers I've ever encountered. With stims and neuroconditioning, she's able to stay lucid. But I wonder what kind of long-term effects that might have on her stability.
Okay, so Banks comes with level 1 security doors. She can open them without having to get a pass card. That's pretty cool. She's an anarchist, which means she can rob people. She can sneak, she can pickpocket. Comes with a neural disruptor. Is that the standard neural disruptor? Nika's neural disruptor actually consumes 2 power and knocks a guard out for 2 turns, whereas Banks has a 3-turn cooldown, but doesn't cost any electricity. She's also got a paralyzer, which is very helpful to keep the guys that you knock out down. Okay, cool. Now we've also got programs to select. We need one program that, like, gives us power. Is basically, well, we need one program that'll hack and one program that gives us powers is mainly what you're doing here. Fusion would gain 3 power per turn on cooldown, with a 4-turn cooldown. You gotta spend 5 power to activate it? That's... Seed. First program each turn costs 4 power less to run. That's pretty goddamn good, actually. What's the starter thing? Power drip? Let's do Seed. Faust, gain 2 power per turn with a 20% chance of a daemon installing. Ugh. And then Dynamo, gain 2 power per turn but only after alarm level 2. We're back around to Power Drip. Let's take Seed. It's a lot of... that seems just good overall. First program each turn costs 4 power less. And then we need something that will, you know, that will actually allow us to hack. Parasite breaks 1 firewall at the start of each turn, but costs 1 power per hosted parasite. So you put more of them out there, and each additional one that you put out there that's still out there costs more. It's also a hack over time kind of thing. It's very by attrition, takes a while. I don't know if that's what we want. Rapier breaks a firewall. The power cost increases by 1 each alarm level. So at the very beginning, it only costs 1 power to use Rapier. By the second turn, it costs the same as Lockpick. By the third, it's costing you more than Lockpick. So the longer you're in the level, the worse off you are. Brimstone breaks a firewall for 3 power, with a 10% chance of daemon reversal. That's a lot of... it's a lot of power cost for just breaking 1 firewall. Mercenary breaks 2 firewalls, costs 2 power extra per use, but resets at each alarm level. It's not bad. Basic Lockpick isn't bad either. First program costs 4 power less to run. Mercenary costs 0 on the first turn, so that's not... These 2 things don't go together. Maybe Brimstone and Seed. It's a strange combination, but I like a strange combination. Let's try a strange combination and go. And go.
Operator, are you there? Good. I was afraid you didn't make it out.
And go. I don't
Headquarters
have
is
time
gone.
for all this. Listen, we watched the cartoon. Let's continue Seed and Brimstone. So our first mission is going to be head over here
Executives
and get a
are
list
notoriously
of other places that we can go to get money and weapons and everything that we're going to need. We've got a certain number of hours to get Incognita into our AI into a suitable host to bring her back online, and if we don't, then she'll be lost forever, and she's too valuable a resource to lose. So that's the plot of the game. We're doing everything that we're doing here is to try and make ourselves strong enough to.
They caught us completely by surprise, so
Yeah.
firepower.
Make ourselves strong enough to break into a facility where we can install Incognita. It's basically, a summary plot. Oh, I love how Nika has kind of just a slouched, kind of a life has beat me to shit kind of posture. I like that. I like that in a woman. Life's beating me to shit. They've both got 8 action points to start with, apparently. Nika gets more if she, attacks somebody, so we'll put her on the door. And peek it. Okay, well, there could be someone in that room, and that's why we're seeing things this way. I think it's a camera, that's why we can see the yellow here. It means that the camera's in this corner. So I'm going to open the door.
Did you see that?
Okay, there is a person. It's not a camera. There's a guy standing in the goddamn corner. Let's just go ahead and close the door. Nika loves to beat the shit out of somebody, so... Actually, Nika, can you get in? No, you've used all your action points. Alright. Cost us power immediately then. Alright. You come over here and take the power out of here. Get 1 power from that station there. Zoom in. It's a little bit nicer if I zoom in, isn't it? And then... I guess you're just sitting here and waiting for Nika to take this boy down with her ambush. And not really anything else we could do this turn, right? So, go ahead. Dude comes in. Nika fucks him up. Costs 2 power to use her attack. We're back down to 9. But she also got her adrenal regulator thing triggered. So she gets extra action points because she got to beat somebody up. Thank you. Yes. Security level is going up each turn. Right. Now we can steal from him, and I guess we could take the level 1 security card for Nika. Banks can get into places that need a security card. She don't need nothing. Why do you still only have 8 AP? Like, if your adrenal regulator went off, you're supposed to gain 3 AP after any attack. Now it says you've got 11 AP. Am I crazy? Or was it saying 8 before? Maybe it's because I had the mouse in a place. I tried to get it off of any place, and I think, little bug, what I think. Nika, you lead the attacks, so over here, peek the door. Really, we have to go through... Oh no, there's a room on the other side too. But there's a corporate safe to hack, and first one doesn't cost anything. So yeah, do that, and then Nika, go ahead and press in. Close the door behind you. Head over there. And then, since Banks carries paralytic on her, a paralyzer, we'll just go ahead and stab this guy. And then he'll be down for 5 turns instead of 2. Be asleep. And, is there any way for you to... Yeah, you can hide against this in case somebody comes through that door. Probably won't. But just in case. And I think we're good otherwise. End that turn. Okay. Go ahead and step over here and grab us some money. Good. And then head back over here and grab us that power. Apparently it was +2. We don't have any, like, hackers at this point, so we can't get any extra power by having a certain person hack it. Whoever's there just hacks it. She's an anarchist, not a hacker. Okay, we've got ourselves a firewall. So, or I mean a camera. Hack the camera, and we see that there's another goddamn camera. So we'll hack that for 3 as well, I guess. Now we can move into this room also. And because we got the cameras, we can see anything and everything that's in here. I'll put Banks between the wall and this object, so that the only way that you could see her is basically if you walked right up to her on this line, which no one should do that. Nika's moved as much as she can, so end that turn. Looks like that one guard was basically all the guard. So I'm actually going to put Nika on sprint and get her to, you know, join us up where we are right now. But only after we move Banks through one of these 2 directions. I guess we'll put Banks this way, send Banks up here. And peek the door. Okay, just more building that needs to be moved through. I'm going to, as I go, close the doors. You can see when you sprint, you can be heard. So, yeah, we'll play it safe. End that turn. We're about to go up a security level here. Oh, hello. We found a dude. We found 2 dude. Double dude. Okay. We can hack the laser thing, but before we do, let's see what Nika finds through this door. Yeah, another corporate safe. Not that we can get to it in this turn. Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk. That dinosaur. That's everything that's in this room? Okay. Well, go ahead and hack that, I think. You're not really able to move in there because this guy's a-looking. So I think we just stand here and wait a turn. That comes back in, that guy turns his back.
Alarm level 1. Additional cameras activated. Surveillance level increased.
So we got more cameras coming online. Keep your eyes open for that. Looks like it doesn't affect us right now. Not in a room where it matters. So now Banks should be able to come through the door. Oh, there you go. There's a camera that's coming online shortly. Now the guy, he comes and he stands in the laser way there. This guy goes there and goes through there. So I think Nika should be okay to be here for this turn, even with the camera coming online. We can just take the camera offline, by the way. Tell you what, let's just come over here and get the money, honey. That I know we're doing. I could have been sprinting in this situation. Let's just go ahead and hack the camera. And then Banks can sit out here. And we'll peek the door. Wow, lots of safes in there. Lots of money to be had. Lovely. Wonderful. Can I predict you? You can predict the guards' paths for an action point. And I think it all blends in with the, you know, the gameplay all blends into the environment, it being in the future and stuff. You know, having an AI that can predict where a dude's gonna walk, that kind of a thing, it works. It all works. End the turn. Walks past us, the other guy comes here. And then Nika, are you gonna run again? I think it would be not a bad thing even if they, like, heard you and came to the door. So, yeah. I can't disable that, huh? Okay, we made it. That was a little bit of a risk I just took there. If I open the door, then this guy will see me opening the door, and I won't be able to get there anyway, will I? Yeah, I will. I can just move through there. Well, I don't want to waste time, so... open the door.
You see that?
Did you see that? See, the red here is you can't go there, but here is you'll be seen, but they won't know what they saw, is basically what's going on with that. I'm going to step in, close the door behind me, and this just, you know, allows me to keep moving. Keep making progress. They won't see me back there. I could actually, since she likes beating people up so much. Oh no, we're out of action points this turn. Okay, well, as long as we, you know, let's not waste our free hacks. That only breaks one firewall. Let's get them all down to one. Yeah. And then turn. The dude who we knocked out first just woke up again.
Guess it was nothing.
And he came in here, but he thinks he's just nothing. No, he didn't. Nothing happened. He didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing. Don't talk to me about nothing. Nika, come through here, close the door behind her, and come over here, set up an ambush for this guy when he comes back through the door. That's my plan there. And then, from this perspective, there is kind of nowhere you could dance around and come back. There's just nothing to be done. Let's get our free hack in. Which of these corporate safes looks like it's got the most money in it? I think that one looks like a special one, so let's take that down first and foremost. And yeah, you've got, I'll tell you what, we'll predict where this guy's going, since we can. And you. Yeah, hooray. Ah. Nika loves to beat a man up. Honestly, it'd be good to trade her so it doesn't cost us power every time. Yeah. Let's hack this one for free and get this cash. So, money, big money, and then more money if I hack it. Hack it. And step over here and get us some of our power back. Wow, 4 power. Gets us a lot of our power back. Now, Nika, do we want to go in here? Or do we want to move through? We know that the guy walks back and forth through here, right? And it wasn't this guy? No. So the other guy will be coming through there. Let's rob this dude. Ooh. He had a charge pack in his pocket. That's basically ammo. If you get a weapon that shoots something or consumes a resource. Am I gonna knock this down? It'll be free next turn. And we can both go through this door. So maybe Nika's got a lot of move right now. I think she's gonna come through here. I don't want to waste her move, you know? She's got the 11 move right now. Could also just fucking go, baby. Just peek. What's going on in this room? Okay. Weird. Really? Oh, there's the dude. Okay, I was like, where's the dude? He's supposed to come through that door again, and there he is. He's over there. Alright. Over here, and then that's all of our action points, and this guy will be waking up in 2 unless I get Banks over to stab him with the paralyzer. I don't know that Banks can make it all the way back to him in 1 turn without running. And this guy will hear her, so yeah, we're not doing that. Get you over here. Unlock the door. And maybe I just stand here and wait, because we know that that guy comes by and that kind of a thing, and I might stand in front of the door with it closed. And then Nika should be able to do this. And push forward. Yeah, I thought there might be something there, that's why I didn't just immediately run as far as I could. So this is basically a shop, nano fabricator. You can buy stuff here. We got a fair bit of money we picked up, $14.40. If I tuck in, I don't have to tuck in, just stand there, hack the shit out of it. That was free, but this costs $3. Check out the nano fab. Kills do not increase the alarm tracker. As much as this woman likes to beat people up, you know, she might want to start murdering people if we can get a real gun. Plasma gun only has 1 ammo to it, and it doesn't pierce through enemy armor, but it does kill people. It is lethal damage. That's a lot of money to spend on going lethal. And lethal actually costs you money too, like unless you've got special augments. The people who I don't know how this is supposed to work. It's just to disincentivize you from killing people, but then they have characters in the game whose whole thing is killing people. But I'm pretty sure killing people and destroying robots and stuff, it costs you money. I guess you pay a little bit to cover up some of your actions or something. I don't know. For now, we don't need the charge pack, but we could use a med gel. We could use a portable server. I'm gonna sell off the charge pack. Buy some med gel. It's always good to have that on you so you can resurrect a fallen agent if they get taken out. Anything else we buy will have to be Banks will have to be the one to buy it, I think. This is a big building for your first building. I'm surprised. If we sit right here, we won't be able to be seen in the back. Here's our office. We finally found the place that we're supposed to be going. Okay, end turn. This guy should...
Investigating area.
I forgot about you. This guy walks through there. He walks over here, and he should basically be standing dead in front of this door.
Data security enhanced.
All the firewalls go up. Interestingly, in these menus, we see these enemies in the last place that we saw them. So we don't know where he went, except for we do, because we know his pattern. He's standing right there. My question is, can I open this door and take him down without, like, being seen?
Do you see that?
Yes, I can. I can also steal from him. I don't need your pass card. I open doors like that just with my brain. And then we'll dose you with a paralytic. Okay. Leave you in that room. Close the door. And get as far in this direction as we can get. And then how much power is available here? Do we know? How would I know? I guess I gotta be on top of it, and apparently somebody can see me right now. This dude, huh? So, but if I go move carefully, I can go here, 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 hack it to power, and then come back, and there, and open the door.
The executive terminal is the large device with the simplified controls. There.
Good dialogue. They're implying that executives, you know, are stupid. They basically need a toy interface in order to make sense of what they're doing. Someone could come through this door. I guess I'm just hoping that they're not. We've seen a lot of guards already for the first level.
Investigating the area.
Yep, there was nobody. Nothing to fear. Need to hack through this. So we'll start that. And we'll finish it even. Before I commit to any of that... So this guy's there. He shouldn't be able to see this door opening. And apparently he won't see that either. Where are you going? I think I need to know. Okay, good. He'll find the other guy and get distracted by that for a minute. Or I could lure him and make a lot more progress. I don't mind luring him.
What was that?
Yeah. Keeps me moving. And now Nika is going to, this is going to trigger some stuff, but I have to do it sooner or later. So the site list. I'm going to drop the security card now and pick up the site list. If I started to pick up, you know, stuff like this, I'd be encumbered and wouldn't be able to move as much on each turn.
You've got the site list. They noticed you poking about and have changed up their patrols. Be careful on your way out.
Oh, balls. So Nika goes over here, peeks this room. Looks like it's an empty closet. I'm gonna open the door. I can't peek it again though, so I'll close the door. And yeah, we're in the spots that we're in. Can't do anything else, so fingers crossed.
Looking around.
Looking around. Where are you gonna go now? Now you're gonna head back. Alright. Unless I open this door. And yeah, there's kind of nothing. Even if I open that door, I couldn't pass through without being seen, so I guess we're just waiting on him now. Didn't actually save me any time. Let's open the door, peek the room again, and then there's truly nothing in there. Okay. Head over to this door, peek the room, and there's our exit. Okay. That was good. So I think if I just wait a little bit here, then we should be fine. I'll put Nika against the wall there in case somebody were to walk in, but I don't know where they'd come from. And you are still cooling down, so you can't even be in Overwatch mode, whatever they call it here. They do have Overwatch for when you have a gun, but ambush is what it is for melee in the game. Alright, I think we're leaving. Have Nika clear out this area, and it looks good. How much distance could you get with sprints? Because they'll hear you going, but they also gotta, you know, get over here. Well, they're not gonna hear you going. Okay. Anything we want to exchange between agents? Doesn't look like it. We are definitely on our way out then. End turn. Next turn we exit. And that'll be the first mission, first level of the game completed. I close the door since I go out. They don't need to know that anyone was here until they really figure it out, and we're gone.
That executive had a very interesting list of contacts. I'm sure they won't miss it.
Are you sure, though? Are you sure? So, yeah, I think did we rob everybody? We might not have robbed the one dude. Did we knock everybody out? I think we knocked... Is that what that means? Oh, they were all alerted. That's it. We got all the money out of the saves. And we bought ourselves a med gel, and we still got 1445. Now, early game in Invisible Ink, you want to be buying your people strength. Strength gives them more carry capacity. And that's going to be, you know, a major thing. It's also very cheap. Upgrading your, you know, characteristics is pretty good, too. But I think what I would do here is I would give Nika strength, and I would also make her a bit of a hacker for 500. Just because we need a hacker. Like, this game, you do a lot of hacking. By having a hacker, you'll get more power for every power outlet that you sap power from, so it doesn't really fit with Nika's character or persona. Maybe I do a little role-playing here and I don't give her hacking, since she's a beat the shit out of you kind of a person. Maybe I just focus on her strength, you know? Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of role-playing with that. And then you should also have some strength. We need just carry capacity there. But should I increase your anarchy or sit on my money? I think I'll save my money for now. Yeah, and eventually I'll just be upgrading Nika's strength to full here, level 5, if we manage to, you know, survive long enough.
I've re-established contact with Monster. His network picked up the...
Okay, Monster is our sales guy. He sells us all the goodies. So there's a server farm, but we need a lot of money to go to a server farm. We've only got 845. We can get some money from the server farm, as we're, you know, there. There's a detention center. This would hold, like, agents for us to free. They've been imprisoned. And then we've got Chief Financial Suite. I believe this is where you get the information you'll need to rob a bank fully later. And then we got a cybernetics lab where you can get new augments installed into your people. Which would be pretty good. This being as close as it is, I think we gotta go just because it's so close.
Server farms
it's not a good
used
time to be
develop
going
new
to a
network
place
security
like this.
technologies. We may find code that we can use to improve our infiltration.
This will improve our AI. This will improve Incognita. She, you know, we'll have the opportunity anyway to buy programs for her. And I think we'll just do this one more mission, and then we'll call that a live stream, because we did the Clustertruck, and now I'm using my brain. And the combination, I can already feel like a little bit of cold adrenaline energy kicking up. Which isn't good with my my condition. I didn't see what she said. What did she say? Ah, damn it, it's probably good. We don't have a hacker, so again, it doesn't matter who hacks this thing. You're a little bit closer, Banks, so get in there and do it. How much power is it? Just 1. Alright, I don't know. You're closest to the door, too. Stand right on the door, peek it. And then Nika, over here, stand on the door as well. And then actually, if we open the door, Nika can peeka and see a little bit more of what's in this room. There's a camera there, but the camera's not on. Good, they're giving us a whole bunch of safes on the way there. We need money. We need the money. So this is helpful. What do we want? I don't need that. Console database would show us where all of these things are, where all the power outlets are. It's nice information to get if you can get it, but think it's strictly speaking necessary for us or helpful right now. Banks could actually move into the room on this turn. We're just going to close the door and hold our ground. Whoa. I did not expect there to be a guy there. Alright, so Banks could just rob him and leave him be. Potentially. Whereas Nika could pull his ass to the ground. These are your options. So Banks, come on in and pick his pockets. He's got money, he's got med gel, and he's got a level 1 security card, which we could give to Nika. I'll take it all, and then let's rob the safe. And then let's just slip past. Do I know where this guy came from? I think he came from this direction, right? We heard so he'll go back that direction. I should be able to, like, sit there and not be seen by him, by either of these guys, I think. They should just be walking back and forth on their routes. Go over here, and man, I would love to pick your pocket, but I won't have enough AP to get out of the way after I do. Yeah, I think both of you can basically do this. Let's close the door as we go, though. We can sit here together, and should be fine. And I did want to trade, so security card goes across to Nika. She's the one who need. And then there's a free hack each turn for us, so I gotta remember to use that. We'll hack the safe. And end turn, and do we get seen? Dude turns and walks out, no problem. Dude turns and walks out, no problem. It's like I know this game or something. So you'll be able to hit that, and then you can hide over here. In fact, you can do it as you go and not waste the AP. But somebody's got to go that way. Okay, yeah, this works good. You go here, get the money, step here, peek the door, hop the door. I don't think you need to peek it again. If you can't make it in there, then just hang out here. And then meanwhile, Nika, leave you with 5 AP. Get us that power. Peek the door. Open the door. Step through the door. Close the door. And, something profit. So this is the end of this room. Why is there a camera in the corner of a room where that's just it? There's just nothing else to it. There's power to be had here, unless there's a dude standing there. I mean, if that's a spot... Yeah, there's got to be a camera. If there were a dude, we would have heard him walking back and forth, unless he's just standing there. I'm taking the risk of stepping here. I guess the camera's in that corner for no particular reason. The game is procedurally generated, so sometimes you get weird stuff like that. Grab the power. There's 2. We've got a free hack. Let's unlock the secondary server terminal. It's a place where we can buy programs for incognita that would go down here that would help us with hacking and stuff like that. And we're good, we're good. Next turn. Guys do their thing. Doesn't interfere with us at all. Okay, they will see Banks moving through this door. But they won't see her, they'll just see her. They'll think they saw her.
Huh? Did you see that?
I didn't see nothing. Shut up. I'm over here. We don't even have the AP to peek the door right now, so we'll just chill here. She is between two pieces of half cover, if you're, familiar with the XCOM terminology. So if the guy stands there and looks at us in this direction, she'll be invisible because, sure, the animation has her leaned against this wall, but, she can lean against whichever one she needs to. So she's invisible there in half cover. I'm just curious if there's, is there a safe that... Why is this room the way this room is my question. And I feel like I gotta waste 1 AP to find out. It's weird generation is all it is. That's all it is. Alright, let's find out what they got for us in the secondary server terminal. So... Lightning. KO a tagged guard for 2 turns, removes the tag, costs 8 power? I have never seen lightning before. That's crazy. You gotta tag them first, though, so you gotta have, either a weapon that tags people, or, I think you can buy a thing for Incognito that allows her to tag them. That would be a very powerful combination if Incognito could tag guards and then also zap them to the ground. But it costs so much power. Oh my god. And then we got Wrench 2. Only breaks firewalls exactly equal to 2 strength. There are a lot of firewalls in the game that have 2 strength. That's a valuable... Wrench 2 isn't bad. But the reason we're here is to get to a terminal that sells way more things, and if I spend 600 on this, I don't get, then we're 600 down before we get to the honey pot, the good stuff. So I think I gotta pass it up at least for now. This guy's been robbed, but that guy hasn't. Nika can't rob him unless she takes him down. Nika's kind of stuck in this room for a turn. Unless she's able to open this door without being seen, and she is. And she can even get to that side of the guy, but yeah, she'll be... I guess you could stand there and he'll walk right past you, but it doesn't really help you get anywhere, so we're just waiting. Standing here waiting, wasting a little bit of AP. Banks is in her final position, end of the turn. Oh wait, I could have done some hacking. There's nothing that we need to hack, but I could have hacked something. Hacked this thing. Oh, wow, you're slowly walking over here, are you? Well, that's good for us. Let's peek the door. Open the door. It's just a room full of power? I'm okay with that. Close the door. Grab 2 power. Grab another 2 power. We're at 18 of 20 power. And then back to the door. And peek the room so that you can see this guy as he comes in. And Nika's our free mover now. I'm like, cause this guy's still coming and going, so we can only get to here. Ugh. Ugh. And this guy, he stops right there, doesn't he? Does he stop right there? I wouldn't mind if Nika took this guy down, because we haven't robbed him yet. So actually, Nika, what if you go this way? Put yourself up to be headed in this direction. You got 2 more AP. If you just stand in the doorway so we're not wasting the AP, and then you can even peek it. And we'll put you on ambush. We got a lot of power to spend there. And we'll take our free oh, hello. Did I see that before now and didn't... Okay, well, again, we're not here for that, and we need to save our money. I'm gonna hit this, because why not? is free. And is that the end of our turn? That is the end of our turn. Let's see what happens with Nika and this guy. Sup? Oh, there's some other dudes through those doors.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Additional cameras activated.
Okay.
Surveillance level increased.
Now we get to rob this dude. Money out of his pockets. And Nika has a whole bunch of extra move this turn. Also, there's a camera coming online there, here, and everywhere. Boy, I don't know where to go with Nika. If I grab this guy and drag him through, because you can carry the dudes. I could pick him up, drag the security guard, and I could drag him through so that this guy doesn't see him. But honestly, I think it would be not bad for me if he saw him. And I don't want to waste my moves, so I'm going to step through here. Close the door. Sometimes they see them, they run up to them, and they actually stand on them for a turn, which stops them from waking up. We're safe in this room, right? Yeah, there's no camera here. You got so much move. I want to get over there, I think, is what I want to do. So, here, power, it's worth 2, puts us back up to 18. Over here, and then we can peek both directions at once. So, we got this kind of empty room, we got that kind of empty room. We can unlock this door. We can go hack this safe. We know that somebody's moving around back there. We heard him. Meanwhile, what's the situation with this guy? Can I open this door? I can. It looked like I could, and I could. Alright, to get to there, we can't. We gotta go all the way around. Huh? Close the door back up. Yeah, okay. Well, where are you going next, I guess is a question I should ask. You're turning around and heading out. Fair enough. And actually, check this shit out. That makes no sense, right? Surely he can see it. Nope. We're very sneaky people. This is what I've decided. Alright. Next turn.
They're down. I'm calling it in.
So it increases the security level a little bit that he saw him, but it also, you know, kind of takes up his time for a minute, so there's a trade being made. For show. I'm gonna peek this room. I don't trust it yet. Shut through the door. Up here. Money. What are the odds that this room goes somewhere? You know, what are the odds? What are those odds? I might have to go there. There might be, maybe the power supply for this gate could be in that room. But honestly, it can be pretty much anywhere in the level. So we might just find it with banks, too. Damn. How many goddamn cameras does one hallway need? Definitely gotta get rid of that one. And yeah, gotta get rid of both of them. And probably the safest place to leave her is here. In case somebody comes in through there and turns hard right. And then Nika. Somebody's been walking. I don't think they're coming through though. We would have saw them if they were coming through. I either have to do that and go out and back in. I'm gonna go this way just to check this little room. It might go this way, or it might contain the thing that'll shut the laser grid down and save me a turn. Probably not. I'm just wasting time, but what are you gonna do? I think what you're gonna do is end turn. See that? Dude came through the door. I hid in the right place. And now, by the way, friend, buddy, bro, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm thinking, like, if I go here and I hack it, he'll be intrigued. Then I walk past him this way. Yeah, check this shit out.
What?
What? What's that? That's weird. And check this out. I walk past him. I steal from him as I pass. And I go this way. And then, I just throw the door open. Willy-nilly. Willy and nilly. And step in. This is our exit. Okay, now we know where the exit is. And I can put you on ambush in case that guy were to, decide to come in there instead of doing what I know he's going to do. You, open the door. Peek the room. There's goddamn nothing in this room. It's a waste of my time room. Is it still safe for us to come through here? Open the door. It's not. There's a dude standing there, and he can see this spot. Open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the decks. Now if I, like, come around like this, I can get him from behind. I'm just gonna stand on the door with ambush. Actually, if that guy's already been knocked down, and he might kick the door open. Sometimes they do that. I'm gonna stand over here with ambush. But I can basically come around this way if I have to get past him. It'd be easier to just pull his ass down. So that's our exit, but we still haven't found where the thing that we want here. If I go to this mode and look at the entire building, where haven't we been? Through there. So this is where it is. This is the only place. Goddamn laser gate. This is where our, the thing that we came for is. And this asshole standing between me and it. We're ready to end the turn. Did I do my free hack? I did. And
investigating. Nothing.
You can run, scum, but you can't hide.
see? He kicked the door down. If I would have been standing on the other side of that door, he would have kicked me down. So I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna step over here. I'm gonna peek the room. I'm gonna predict the man's movements. Where is he going? He's going in. He's just going in. He's gonna stand there like an idiot. Cool. I'll predict your movements. You're, preparing to hunt. Oh, I guess you just woke up from when we fucked you up. Biatch. You don't really need to do anything. How far are you from, like, you're miles from that room, so you're just gonna hold down the fort. When this guy tries to come back through this room, you'll ambush him, you'll zap him, you'll pull him down, you'll paralyze him, you'll sit on his face. Oh wait. Yeah, keep the ambush ready. And otherwise we're good, we're ready to go. Nika's waiting. Nika, you should be on ambush anyway, just in case.
Investigating area.
Gotcha.
Alarm level 2. Firewalls increased.
Fire.
Data security enhanced.
Yeah, data security. Alright, paralyze him. Close the door. And then drag the security guards back over here. and sit on his face. So now, can I get through this door? Yes, but then where's this guy going next? This is not good. If I were to sprint, they will hear me going, and then they will come and they will see me, and then that will be a problem. That's what that will be. I think I should probably just take this guy out as I pass. Take him out, take him down, take him down, take him out. You, sir. Second time for you going down. And she gets all of that, you know, extra AP because of it. So she's still got 8 AP. I'm just going to leave the body there. How did we not see the laser gate power unit then? Alright. Should be safe, unless this guy comes for us. Unless this guy decides to walk this way. He might do. If he does, he'll see that guy's body and get distracted by it for a minute. So we should be okay. Yeah.
Investigating area.
He went the other way. Good. Now, just throw the door.
There's the server terminal. We should be able to contact the black market software dealer through it.
Black market software.
Be careful. She likes to play with her food before she eats it.
What could Monster be talking about? Curious. What is this? Console database? What? There's 2 console databases in this place? Start hacking this. We can't get there on this turn anyway. Did I close the door behind me? I did. Come on over. Hey there, Rover! Come on over! I'm not close enough to use it, so we'll wait until the next turn anyway. And there's really nothing to be done over here, except for that we can, like, drag this guy into the back corner. Sit on his face in a little bit more privacy. Well, Mika does the hack. So, another free hack, followed by the one that unlocks it. And, oh, there's a door back there, too? Well... Mika, I think let's run you back here. There might be more money back here. It's important. Open the door. And there's the goddamn laser gate thing, majigger. And more money. As the man said. Listen to the man. Who's the man? I'm the man. I'm also the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. That's gonna cost us a lot of power. 369. The goose drank wine. The monkey chewed tobacco on the streetcar line, but the line broke, the monkey got choked, and they all went to heaven on a little rowboat. This is all of our power. Which means she won't be able to attack anybody. I don't care. We'll get there's a lot of power in this room. We'll get some of it back anyway. Give me the money. My money, man. My money. Close the door, and we continue to wait. Something happened somewhere. Probably. Back in, close that door again. Over to the server farm. And is there anything that I want to hack? It's gonna help me exit or something like that. Like, this is not important anymore. I gotta go through this door. I gotta do that. It's a long walk out. We will walk it. Alright. Here's the Grand Bazaar. Came with. So we could get this straight up lockpick 1.0, which isn't bad. It's very cheap here, and it, you know, lets us just pick a lock for 2 power instead of 3, which would help us. Charge lowers power costs but raises cooldowns. All programs cost 2 power less, but they have a 1-turn cooldown. That's the, yeah. Wildfire, gain power but increase firewalls. So you gain 5 power but you +1 to every firewall when you do it. Hammer breaks 5 firewalls for 5 power. That's a powerful tool that it's a late game kind of a thing. You want it. Parasite, we saw this at the beginning. It breaks 1 firewall, like it does it over time. You install it and then over time it breaks 1 each turn, which is neat to have. The Rapier, that was available at the beginning. Break a firewall, but it increases by 1 power cost each alarm. Data Blast breaks 1 firewall on all detected devices within a radius of 5 tiles. Holy shit, that's awesome. For 3 power, 1 firewall on everything within a radius? And then Abacus increases starting power by 4. That's pretty fucking good too. I love Data Blast. Yeah, that just sounds awesome. Abacus for 14 power to start? Yes please. And then I said the hammer's the kind of like late game tool you want. Parasite though, you know, like we could go the other way with it and just be really like we chip away at you instead of just blasting through you the whole, and it's cheaper, Parasite, too. You can only have 5 programs, by the way. We could sell off one of them. We could replace Brimstone entirely with, like, it would be with Lockpick. But what do I like here? I think I want the Parasite. It's a bad call. I should get Hammer. In the late game, you need to be able to break things down, but I like the idea of having Parasite. It just sounds fun. We need Hammer late game. I got Parasite because I like the sound of it.
New demons incoming.
The server's been compromised and the site's automatic security measures are coming online. Watch out for new daemons.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Pity you can't get that gear anywhere else.
So what just happened was the person who manages the illegal server that we just bought the software from decided to have a little fun with us and installed a bunch of daemons, which are negative consequences to hacking something, into everything in this building after we did our transaction. So just being a bit of a bitch. Shopcat is their name. And Shopcat just screwed us over is basically what's going on there. Alright, end turn. Now I just gotta get Nika out. And we know as long as she, you know... Well, we need the power. That's the thing, is we need the power. Oof. I get back to sprinting. I need to collect the power. This one's worth 3 power. I need it, because if she runs into somebody, she needs power to be able to attack them. Should have grabbed that on my way by. I didn't... Just stand out here and end the turn. I knew we shouldn't trust that damn cap. That's a much better line when he says that one, isn't it? J. Lob? Am I reading that right? One more guard into the patrol. This is on expert difficulty, and these first 2 missions have gone like... So here's the thing. If I were to, like, break a firewall with you, and then throw this on here, next turn that would unlock, and we haven't spent any power. That's pretty neat. I'm not sure if we can get away with running at this point, but watch me do it anyway. Okay, need this power too. Another 3 power. Good. That's 2 people Nika can beat up on her way out of here if she needs to.
What was that?
Uh-oh. Enter.
Breaching the door.
Oh no! God damn it. He's already been beat to shit several times, and so he kicked the door down. You know what? I'm just gonna rewind because it's the end of the live stream. Otherwise, I would walk her through, but we get 1 rewind even in expert mode. So, yeah, give me the sprint again. All I did wrong here was I moved right up to the door and he heard me. So if I don't move right up to the door, then we should be okay. Run over here. I think run over here. Yeah. And then there's a dude who's going to come through this door on the... as he's going, but the other thing that I did was I just, for the fun of it, hacked you and then put one of those on there. And you can't stop sprinting at this point. So otherwise I would turn it off. And he shouldn't be able to see me because there's all this stuff in the way. I think he shouldn't be able to see me. The guard that's over here. If he's coming through this door, and this door is on this line, I would much prefer to be right here, because then I can step out of that guard's view here.
Hey, investigating.
Yeah, come investigate. I might have to come and do it right anyway. Oh, good. He just barely kind of saw her, but didn't see her. That's good.
What was that? Investigate.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know. I think it's an agent. Hey, this thing hacked itself. Because of the parasite. I think it was an agent getting more action points to leave the mission. I think that's what happened. Sure. There's more guards out here. I shouldn't just be running. But also, look at how much terrain I can cover if I just run. Right? If I just...
What was that?
If I just... Is that a camera or a dude? Might be this camera. Oh, and look at this. This is the burst thing that I got. Oh, that's so cool. And it doesn't cost anything the first one I do. So, I can hit like 3 things at once here. No, it only hit 1 even though this was in the range. Well, thanks for that. That's cool. I do like that. And now if I hit, then Nika won't be able to attack again. I can't do that. I was enamored with what I saw. I used it without thinking.
What was that?
What was it? I don't know. Maybe you should come through this door and find out. Don't kick it in. I'll stand over here so you can kick it out. Sup? Why didn't you kick the door in? Surely I've already beaten the shit out of you several times. Okay. Oh, I could have put up with it, and I shoulda. I coulda, woulda, shoulda. So if I hit you once, and I hit you twice. Yeah, baby. Now, there's still something that can see. That's not helping me. There's still... I thought it was that camera, but apparently there's a dude or something. Shit. It's another camera. It's this camera. Balls. I'm running. And, you know, y'all just got a deal. Seeing me run. Watch me run. Oh no. Leaving. No power. Can we take this guard with us when we teleport out? Kenneth said he wasn't messing with you. Shopcat? I always assumed it was a she, but wasn't messing with you. He's ensuring that his wares will have more of a market. J-Love says they only kick the door in when their interest point is right behind the door and you've given them reason to believe you are right behind it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's right. Can I just get out? I can just get out. Come on. Let's take the security guard with us. We could sell him into the slave trade or something.
Incognita has incorporated the new routines. She's already more useful to us.
Yeah, second mission and she's got 5 programs? I'd say so. Yeah, they were all notified because, you know, I took a tooth from each of them. We got all the money out, apparently. Didn't look at the nano fabricator, sadly. Passed up some stuff we saw in the secondary server terminal. We needed the money. I think we spent the money well. We exit with 645 and monsters calling.
I'm taking a big risk selling to you right now, so don't make me regret it.
He's got a ventricular lance for us, which gives an agent +1 armor piercing to all weapons for 1 turn. So you activate it, and then it's got a 6-turn cooldown on it. We will eventually need armor piercing. 560 is a lot to spend when we've only got 645, but it's the kind of thing I'd put on Nika. It sure is. And we've got 2 med gels here, so we can sell one of them off.
Holding this thing for a client. Real motivated seller. You won't beat this price.
So let's sell off the med gel.
Arbitrage is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
And then, yeah, let's get the ventricular lance for Nika.
There, are you ready to take on the world?
And Nika, since you like to beat the hell out of people and they will eventually start having armor, you'll be ready when they do. We'd also like to get her some implants to make it so that she can pierce armor, but this is a good start. She'll also want we're going to take her strength to just maxed eventually, would be the idea there.
Pattern analysis inconclusive. Please supply additional information and retry.
Damn it, we're running blind out here. I spent years building up our central network. We'd know exactly where to strike if we had that kind of access.
Power reserves critical. Entering standby mode.
Carry on, operator. We'll figure something out.
Okay, so that's the beginning. That's day 1 of Invisible Ink. And I'm going to call that a live stream. We did 2.5 hours of Clustertruck speedrunning. I managed to get within 30 seconds of my PB, which I put in 2-3 years ago now, so I'm de-rusting very well. And then we started out an expert run in Invisible Ink, and it's just going swimmingly. Honestly, the like middle, I can't remember what the middle difficulty is, but I started a run in that mode, and I'm doing okay in it, but it was kicking my ass. The RNG was just nasty. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Save and exit. For today's live stream. One of the best games I've ever played, Invisible Ink, and it is an inspiration for games that I want to make. For at least one game in particular. I like the idea of the isometric top-down, you know, the 2D, 3D kind of a mix thing. I like everything that Invisible Ink is doing. I've always had an interest in doing that sort of XCOM style movement grid game, so that's definitely on my list of things that I want to produce after I get my chops making this little chess game that I'm planning right now. And in fact, before we end the live stream, we could get real and I could show you where I could show you the nothing that is my sci-fi chess game at this point. We're 2 days of coding, and I'm just building the engine from scratch in Raylib. But here's what it is. Step over here. This is my real desktop. We got the sci-fi chess, and under the build, I've got a compiled executable, and here's the game. I've got just a simple background image that moves when you moves in the opposite direction of the WASD keys. You're pressing right, then it goes left, left, then it goes right, because that's how characters usually walk in the world, is they stand in the middle in a 2D environment. They stand in the middle of the screen, and the world moves past them as, until they reach the edge, kind of a thing. So this was mainly just proving that we could have two scenes and switch back and forth from them. So this scene has, the WASD input, but then when I hit tab, we're in the chess scene, where it's just a screenshot from chess.com. WASD doesn't do anything here. We can tab back. And in the background here, you see it loading the textures, but also unloading the textures as we load out of the scene, and it's doing that implicitly because of the engine design that I've done. I don't have any of the game designed yet because I've been designing the engine, and so the asset management is happening in the background, where when we loaded in this scene, we loaded in an overworld BG, the image data was loaded in successfully, and then it was turned into a texture, and then when we switch out of this scene, well, then the texture that we were using was unloaded from the VRAM and the GPU, and then the new file, chessBG, was loaded successfully, turned into an image and a texture. And as you switch back and forth, it's handling all of that, loading and unloading of the assets of each scene as the scene declares itself to, it tells you to unload those textures. That's where I am on my day 2 of game design in Raylib and C++. Just building the engine mainly, and wanted to see some pixels move on the screen, so threw this together. Escape exits, and that's what I've got. Beginner, experienced, expert, expert plus. It was experienced. I was playing in it. The other save file I've got is in experienced mode, and every mission has been like grueling, more so than your usual expert run. It's just been really bad RNG on everyone. But thank you for joining me today here on the live stream. I am the Ronin Pawn. And then the music starts. We do these live streams on Thursdays and Sundays. I'd like to say at a certain time, but my sleep schedule is destroyed again, so sometime at Thursdays and Sundays, probably after 5 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time nowadays, I'm trying to do, I try to do them at 2 or 3 p.m. Sleep schedule completely reversed, part of my condition. Nothing I can do to fight it. So, yeah, meet me back here on a Tuesday or a Thursday for more of something. Invisible Ink, Clustertruck, Minecraft. We're probably not going to do Minecraft. Nobody wants to watch Minecraft. Join me if you like playing Minecraft. Come on to our server at minecraft.roninpawn.com. Just point your Java installation, or maybe a Bedrock version. It might work. I've got Geyser installed. Point it at minecraft.roninpawn.com. Join us. It's a survival multiplayer server. Open. Come on. Make your claim. Build what you're going to build. Pretty sure you can PvP, and as long as you're not on anybody's territory. Nobody's done that so far. We're all pretty friendly. But meet back here on a Thursday or Sunday in the future. Until then, always remember... Yep. On out.